exchange presents.
Always the low light of a festive period.
My cousin Anna, not her real name, hands out pink envelopes to all the 20s and 30s men who have married/dated into the family. My fiancé received one and quickly put it in his pocket after opening it. I was distracted opening my gifts and I didn't ask to look at it. About 20 minutes later, my cousin Rachel pulls me aside and says Anna is giving out cards with instructions on how to get a discount subscription to her OnlyFans. Oh, me.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Rachel's boyfriend got one of the pink cards and showed Rachel because he was weirded out. I'm pissed at this point because I suspect my fiance's card also has an OnlyFans discount. So I asked to talk with him and he denies getting a card from Anna. I tell him, I saw her hand you one. I watched you put it in your pocket. I go to grab his pocket and he suddenly remembers getting a card but claims he didn't open it. I take it from him and of course, it's already opened. I go back inside to confront Anna and find her already arguing with a different cousin. Anna claims she's just trying to get her business off the ground. She says her gift is not sexual, it's just marketing. At this point, I leave with my brother and his husband because I don't want to spend the night with my fiancé at home.
Sex work is work, but don't show your cousins.
Listen, you're leaving him alone after he got a discount from OnlyFans? What's wrong with you? I'm seriously considering calling off the engagement over this. Would I be the asshole? What hamster-sized balls this cousin has.
I mean, the fact that he hid it.
So say like 20 envelopes went out. What did he expect was going to happen? It's not like...
Yeah, they gave it to 19 of the 20 men, but not me.
That'd be me in that situation. I would have gone straight to my fiancé and
Yes.
been like, the fuck is this?
He should have read it. He should have memorized the discount code, and
Yes.
then he should have gone straight to his fiancée.
He should be walking over there going, Q lowercase q 7653.
Commit that to memory so that he can still use it.
And then be like, what is this, some sort of bull? Would it be a cause for the wedding to be broken off? You'll find out in the update. Is there an update?
Not yet.
Oh, well, we'll wait for the update. Would I be the arsehole for calling it off? Actually, I'm going to say no, I don't think you would be the arsehole.
Yeah, you are 100% not the asshole. Absolute scenes in Scarborough this New Year's. Their fireworks display had to be cancelled because a walrus decided to take up residence on the coast, and that meant no fireworks for you, Scarborough.
I can't imagine how Scarborough must have taken that.
Not well, let me tell you. They were like, you move the walrus. I want my fireworks, don't I?
The walrus was aggressively wanking. Does that come up in your thing?
No. No. I'm sorry, what?
It's not. No, it's not.
No. You're talking... I wouldn't have missed that. What? Well, Sky News haven't reported it. Oh, hang on. Maybe they did. The unusual visitor has attracted large crowds. They are said to have witnessed some playful behaviour. How does a walrus jerk off? What does that look like? He hasn't got any hands. This is not true. He did not masturbate on the beach.
He grips his penis between both of his walrus flippers.
That's a seal.
And just moves it up and down like this.
Please stop talking.
They didn't want to do the fireworks because it would wake up the walrus?
They could not do the firework display because the walrus is an endangered species. Hard to wank with all these fireworks, well, yeah. But parents had to cover their children's eyes when the 2-ton beast appeared to perform a solo sex act on the slipway.
Covered their children's eyes.
Where else are they going to get this education?
The parents aren't telling them.
Attenborough's not going to fucking cover this, is he? We see Thor the walrus, not in his natural habitat, but on the beach of Scarborough. And here we see Thor engaging in a solo sex act on the slipway. Still don't believe you. Am I the arsehole?
Yes, you are.
For yelling at my girlfriend to stop fucking eating?
This sounds dangerous.
My M26 sister, F23, runs a bakery business, and she's been struggling lately to keep up with orders because she's been short-staffed. She does a lot of orders for wedding cakes that require custard or marmalade fillings.
Custard. For dipping.
Who the fuck is putting marmalade inside a cake? The fuck is wrong with you? And I offered to help her out by making these fillings at home and bringing them to her so that she has less work to do. Unfortunately, the past 4 times I've made these fillings, my girlfriend, F24, has literally dipped her fingers into the filling jars and contaminated them because, in her words, just wanted to try some.
It lasts 4 times.
I've tried explaining to her that she can't dip her fingers in and contaminate the entire batch, because then I have to remake it.
Use a spoon, you absolute savage.
And says that she likes using her fingers because it takes her back to her childhood. Today, I was trying to finish some chocolate custard to send over to my sister really fast because she was running late on a wedding cake order. I told my girlfriend beforehand to not eat the custard, and if she really wanted to, please use a spoon. I get out of the shower, and what do I see? She has her fingers in it again. I totally lost it because this is the 5th time, and I yelled at her and told her to stop fucking eating the food I'm making. She started crying and got mad at me for fat shaming her.
Oh, please.
Even though I made no comment on her weight, and she has no history of weight issues. I know I was harsh, but she kept pushing my limits. Am I the arsehole?
I'm making this to help out my sister or whatever it was. We're doing this for work. This is work. What the is wrong with you? Oh, but I like dipping my finger in it.
Do you know how many times, Alex?
5 times.
5 times!
Tell me she didn't just did that.
All in all things considered, when you really cut to the brass tacks of it,
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
At the end of the day,
I think what we have decided
when all said and done,
is that the op is not the arsehole. Am I the arsehole?
Yes, you are.
For reporting a delivery driver who I thought was lying to get out of doing more work. So today at lunch, I decided to order from a Mexican restaurant through one of these food delivery services. I've had a bad experience or two where my order was missing some items. I'd always have to report it through the app's support chat. When my driver arrived, I told her to stay so that I could check the bag. Sure enough, a couple things were missing. I politely said that she needed to return to the restaurant and get my missing items.
Your sweet curry dip. It's happened to me.
In a very neutral, rehearsed sounding tone, she said that it's, quote, against company policy
Can
to
you do it in a
that.
neutral, rehearsed sounding tone?
It's against company policy to do that, and I should contact support through the app.
I explained that I preferred not to deal with support. She said that the restaurants close the bags for the drivers, and they're not meant to open them. After a moment, she apologised for the trouble and left. To me, this honestly sounds like a bunch of BS excuses to get out of doing her whole job.
Of course it does.
If they can't go back to the restaurant, how are customers supposed to get their food/money back?
They use the app.
How do they even know they're delivering the right food? It makes no sense to me. So on the page where I rate my driver and can leave feedback, I made a note of my situation. I then left 1 star and revoked my tip. A bit later, I was talking to my sister over the phone. She works at a different but similar delivery company. My sister said, "Did you actually think she was going to go back to the restaurant? You literally reported her for following the rules." At first, I thought my sister had misunderstood, so I kind of brushed it off. But now, based on her reaction, I'm wondering if they were right. Am I the arsehole for reporting her and taking my tip back because I thought she was lying?
TLDR, I confused my driver for both the owner of the company and several staff at the restaurant. Isn't it your fault? No, I don't own the restaurant, work the restaurant, cook the food, or arrange the order. I just picked the shit up!
And to answer the question, yes, they are asshole.
Am I the arsehole for getting my daughter a hotel room entirely for herself after her stepsisters made her sleep on the floor? My dad passed away 2 weeks ago. Me, my wife Candice, and my daughter, 16, Shiloh, and her stepsisters, 19 and 17, flew to my hometown to attend the funeral. After that, we got 2 hotel rooms, one for me and Candice, one for the girls. I got a call from Shiloh at 11 p.m. crying. I asked what the matter was, and she told me that her stepsisters insisted that she sleep on the floor. There was one large bed in the room, and there was enough space for all 3 girls to sleep in it. I asked why, and she said she didn't know. I went to see what the issue was and talked with my stepdaughters about it. They just shrugged and said, "It's better this way." I told Shiloh to grab her things, and when one of the stepdaughters asked where we were going, I told her I was booking her a hotel room. Both looked upset but didn't say anything, but they must have called their mum because she was awake when I got back and started arguing with me about giving Shiloh an entire hotel room to herself. I explained why I did it, but she said I wasted money and that Shiloh could have sucked it up for a night on the floor. She told me I showed the girls that I'm playing favourites.
You kicked Shiloh out of the bed at a hotel room that you were all staying in to go to Shiloh's grandfather's funeral.
Boom. That's exactly it. So am I the arsehole for getting my daughter a hotel room entirely to herself? You are not the asshole.
Not even a little bit. Well, except for naming your daughter Shiloh.
Am I the arsehole if I refuse to debaptize my aunt?
Update. Apparently, neither the baptism of my brother nor the priest itself were legitimate. The dude is not even registered as a priest and is just someone she found online.
The priest that she got was a fake priest.
Yes. She basically kidnapped her nephew, took him to a dodgy backstreet fake fucking priest, and had him chuck some water on him. I now baptize you in the name of... What's he called again? I baptize you in the name of Jesus. Why did the fake priest insist on paperwork? Don't get me started.
Don't get me started. Oh, shut your mouth. Welcome in, everybody. The roles expressed in DGMS are a performance. I hadn't noticed that before.
I mean, it's only been there for like 100 episodes, so how would you have seen it before?
Maybe I only read the bit where it says, like, we drink alcohol, and I just forgot after that.
We like drugs and we don't care. Who knows?
How does this look? Because it feels a bit washed out. I can't tell if we are washed out or not.
It is a little bit washed out, but
what does it look like to you? What does it look like to you? You.
I'm not sure what we'd do about it at this stage.
I could turn the lights down, but I don't understand. Anyway.
Baby, when the lights go down, we look less washed out and more colourful.
Looks like two blokes on a sofa.
Boom, that's what you got.
Two blokes on a sofa. Yes, welcome in, Hannah. Welcome in, Harmstone. Rooster's here, who's had a day off work.
Good for you, man. I'm having a day off work tomorrow, but it's not going to really be a day off because I'm doing my tax return and doing some major electric something in my house. So there you go.
Did you get a day off, Rooster, if you're still kicking around, because of the inauguration? God bless Trump, eh? Giving you a day off. Don't know why I said that in a...
God bless him.
God bless him.
God bless us, everyone.
I don't believe it's the case, but I'd love to think that it sort of was a little bit. But anyway,
maybe he took the day off so he didn't have to deal with like Trumpian cunts in his workplace or something. Being loudmouth Trumpian pricks.
I don't know, but maybe Sassy can tell us if she had a day off as well. We don't normally talk politics.
Any other Americans?
So we won't, but... Oh, it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Oh, of course it is.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was going to say, not Trump gets to be President Day. I was going to thank God for that. He would probably say, though, that it was because of him.
Of course, yeah.
He would probably say it.
Yeah.
What episode number?
What?
He does say what a lot.
What?
180... Have you got 183 written over there?
Don't look at my board.
Well, I think
Guess and remember.
Well, I thought it was 182, so 183. I think it's 184 now.
It is not.
What is it?
183.
Oh, it is that what you've written? Huh.
Yeah.
They swore that bastard in on MLK Day. Grim. It is grim, but don't worry. The world is fucked, but you're here.
We're here too.
Yeah, we're all here together, holding hands around the world.
It'd be a bit weird if you were here and we weren't here.
Always has to be the 20th. The 20th. I dropped my tea there a little bit. Welcome in, everybody, to this, the 183rd episode of Don't Get Me Started. We've got so much to talk about in the same order as we normally talk about it. And I've got a small amount of wine to consume.
I don't have any wine to consume.
Yeah, in many respects, it's like...
Bless you.
In some regards, it's almost not worth having this wine. But I remember that previous Alex drank most of it the other day, so I guess it's fair enough.
All wine is wine worth having.
Oh, I was talking to my nephew, Tom, about how they don't say bless you in Japan. And
well, no, because they speak Japanese.
Well, that's true. That's why they do it.
Yeah.
And it's it. That's it.
I feel like you guys are a little quiet. Maybe it's my ears. I think we're as loud as we ever are.
Same as it ever was.
Yeah.
But do let us know. Does anybody else feel that way? Because I'll just go and push the buttons up a little bit more.
Push the button. Push.
It's the third Monday of January, and Thankfully, my work gives us a day off now. Okay, well, I'm glad you're here, everybody. We'll talk in a moment probably about things that have happened this coming week that are good and bad and up and down and have and that. Have we got more controversial opinions? I believe you've got a confession.
I do. Just the one. But it's a lengthy confession.
It's how I like my confessions. Lengthy. Are the mics further away? This one's quite close to my face.
This is as close as this one's getting without moving the table. So
a bit quiet but audible. Shall I just go and...
Just bump it up a tiny bit.
No, pumping it up. All of it.
Do it. Do it.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems okay.
Yeah?
I mean, we've got compressors and stuff on, so it should all be the same volume regardless of what we do. Yeah.
Just get closer to your
yeah, just turn your televisions
device.
up, you dickheads. Fuck.
Yeah. Hagger.
Which is what they'll say in a few years when it's like, has America been great again? There'll be a question mark on the end. And the answer will be no.
Happy America Great Again Day. That's what it is.
Haggard. America certainly will be haggard.
Let's stop talking about this. Not that I think that you are talking any more than I am about this, but I suddenly realised that
you started it.
I know.
That is a tune. No, it ain't, and it won't be. It's good to be realistic about these things.
Everything's great again. Yes. So, don't worry. We're here to take you away from the worries of everyday life and impending destruction.
Because it's also Blue Monday today. Do you remember Blue Monday? Oh, fucking hell, I forgot about this shit. Okay, I take it back. It's not Blue Monday. Forget I said anything.
How does it feel? Yeah, it is Blue Monday. I'm not feeling blue. I'm feeling good.
I had a shit day at work, but I don't really think it's got anything to do with the fact that it's like this day in January. I think it's that people decided to be cunts today.
Really?
And it fucked me off.
Maybe because, yeah.
And also, like, technology decided to be cunts today and things wouldn't work how they're supposed to work, and that annoyed me. I just got irrationally, like, fucked off. Yeah. So I came to the end of the day, I'm like, good, I'm glad I'm leaving. I'm glad I'm not coming here tomorrow, because fuck this. It was great.
Just flip shit. Flip tables.
Yeah, they're quite heavy, though, so I just walked out the door.
Really. Are we swimming in the sea today?
I wished my colleague a nice day tomorrow, and then walked away. Metaphorical table flip. Have a nice day tomorrow.
Well, perhaps we should go into This Is Happening. We can talk about the things that are happening.
Okay. You know, I'm sure we can do that if I get ready to push the button, and we'll wait for the thing to start.
In a world filled with haps and naps, two men have risen above to bring you This Is Happening.
Remember when we got rid of This Is Happening for a while? Those were dark times.
They were.
Talk about your Blue Mondays.
I know.
That was blue, whatever days we were doing DGMS on at the time.
I know.
Wednesdays, Fridays. Sad times.
So many different days. It's just Blue Monday is in the sea, no?
Blue Monday is indeed in the sea.
Is it in the sea?
Yeah.
Why did we put it in the sea? Just so that we couldn't be affected
because
by it?
We didn't really believe in it, and I still don't believe in it, but other people do, so we talk about it and tell them they're stupid. Par for the course, really, on this show. Hap got a new job. The fuck do you need a new job for? You had a great job already.
I thought you had a job. You got a new job. What's the new job?
Stop hogging all the good jobs. Save some for the rest of us.
What is the job? Let's talk about the job.
Baby, let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the shit things and the job things that maybe Hannah's got a new job.
Let's talk about job.
Yeah, congrats and shit, I guess.
While we're finding out about job, if you've got something you want to celebrate or talk about that's hap and nap, good and bad, just put it in the chat and maybe we'll read it. New job at same place.
That's called a promotion, dear.
Yeah.
Use your words properly. You're not going to maintain that promotion without using proper words.
Yeah. New job at the same place.
Proper words in that.
Hap just turned 30. Is that Hap just turned 30?
Yes.
This past Friday. I'm glad you're happy, Sassy, about turning 30. I remember
it's all
when
downhill
I turned 30,
from here.
10 years ago. And it was a good time. Yes, but anyway, yes. Nap had a barium?
Barium.
Barium? How am I pronouncing that? I just don't realise I had it
Barium.
wrong. Barium swallow test done today for acid reflux, and that shit was nasty. Yeah, acid reflux. I think at one point I had acid reflux, and I don't know. I didn't know how to get rid of it, and then suddenly it just sort of went away.
Yeah, I sometimes suffer from acid reflux, mostly when I eat, acidy things close to bed. And
This sounds like a really strange time to diagnose or tell you of my illnesses. But I remember whenever I woke up,
the surgery is now open. The doctor will see you now.
whenever I was at LARP and I'd wake up in the morning, I would feel like I needed to kind of just like acidy up something, basically.
I'll wake up in the morning like I need to acidy.
That's right. That's it. That's exactly it. Yeah, I get out of my tent. Get up out of my tent, feeling a little bit acid, and I'd be like, "What the fuck is going on with this?" And I had to look into it, and the doctor's like, "Oh, you've got acid reflux. We're going to give you this thing." And I'm like, "I don't think this is really working," and it didn't work. And then one day it just disappeared. So maybe it was my own brain was just like, "I'm going to fuck this off just by thinking."
I mean, it's mostly about like the pH of your stomach and shit.
Oh.
So if you just
What happened about that?
neutralize that crap,
It just went
then
away.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like my allergic reaction to nickel, I think, as well. I had an allergic reaction to nickel.
You didn't, because allergies are made up.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Not Nickelback, though. I have no allergic reaction to Nickelback, though.
I think most people do. I know allergies aren't real, but most people are allergic to Nickelback.
Yeah. I wasn't, though. It was just the nickel, just like in my belt. And then one day, I wasn't. So maybe one day, Aletha will not be allergic to nuts, and I can have
I mean,
nuts
that
again,
day has already come, because allergies are not real.
as we said. I turned 50 this year, and I saw a doctor about my dodgy hip this morning. Hello, old age. Like, I just kind of feel like... with
Aging
this
is
sort of-
bullshit.
Yeah, I just, like, ignore it, and it sort of goes away.
I try to ignore it, but then my aching bones remind me that I'm getting old, so...
Just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then things happen, like, I speak to people and they don't know what South Park is, and I'm like, how old am I that I know what South Park is and you don't?
today,
Am I old, or are you just fucking hopeless?
Today, Aletha rushed in to see me. She was working in the other room. I was working in this room. She rushed in and said, "Do you know what Chuckle Vision is?" And I went, "Chuckle Vision, Chuckle Vision." And she went, "Thank you very much." And she left the room. And I think she has a thing on her on the app she's making, which I think might be called something like Checkout Vision. Checkout Vision. And so because it's called because she works at checkout, like Checkout Vision.
Oh, so she made a joke and all of the children that she works with didn't get it, and she's like, oh my god.
All the people my age didn't get it.
Oh.
And that's my reaction. So basically, she was like, "You get it, don't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she went, "And the guys in the chat that I was chatting to, the people I work with, are about your age." And I went, "Yeah." And she was like, "And they didn't." And then when she said it's like Chuckle Vision, they were like, "What's Chuckle Vision?" And I was like, "Oh, do fuck off. Of course you know what fucking Chuckle Vision is." Like, by the way, the Chuckle Brothers spanned quite a long period of time of being...
That's what Harmson said. It didn't finish until like 2002.
It'd been going on for years. How the fuck would you not know what Chuckle... I mean, honestly.
Unless you're
that's
not...
deliberately obtuse.
If you're not British, then fine. Like, it was a very British thing. Like, so the Americans are like,
Yeah,
oh
sure.
no, I don't know what Chuckle Vision is.
I'd
I'm a
understand
loser.
it if Sassy is like, what
Yeah.
the fuck is Chuckle Vision?
And you would be right in
You
saying
don't know.
what the fuck is
That's
Chuckle
fine.
Vision.
It's a very British... It's, you know...
But
when
if you grew up here at any time in the last 40 years,
Forever.
you know what Chuckle
You
Vision
know what
is.
Chuckle Vision is? Like, isn't it wonderful to think... I know one of them has passed away.
One
but
is
isn't-
dead now, yeah.
Isn't it a wonderful thing they had such a lasting legacy on people, you know, and such a joyful, wholesome way. There was nothing cunty about it.
They
It was-
were in
To you.
the Olympic opening ceremony. That's
Were
how
they?
like iconic they
I love
were.
it.
Like if you weren't in that Olympic opening ceremony, you were basically
nobody.
the nobody of Britain. Yeah.
Well, singing, "If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club." You know, we have a lot. I'm sure that other countries also have a lot of bullshit things that have been said in their adverts and stuff. And they just have the same thought, but we just don't know them. But it does feel like it's a very British thing to have
Shit ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To have shitty British adverts and shitty British pop culture references and stuff like that.
Yeah. Dom's arrived, and his first comment wasn't derogatory towards me for once, so I will read it out. My fave age check to do is say, "That'll do, pig," or "That'll do, donkey." Yeah.
So That'll Do, Pig is from Babe.
Correct.
I've never seen Babe.
But you've read The Sheep Pig.
I haven't read.
Oh, really?
The
I
Sheep Pig.
read The Sheep Pig in school.
When I was a kid, it was one of the books that you were in the kind of, when you got, which book would you like to read this time? And I think it's Dick King Smith.
Correct.
The Sheep Pig. And it was always there. And I looked at it and I'm like, that looks fucking boring. Every time I looked at it as a kid, I was like, The Sheep Pig? That sounds dull as fuck. And I never ever read. Now, it might be good.
I hate dogs, and it was decent. I know he's not a dog, but he's playing a dog. In today, in the role of dog, is a pig. Spoilers, if you haven't read it or watched the film. But
Charlie Says. Do you remember Charlie Says? Does that ring any bells for you when I say Charlie Says like that? No, that is possibly that me and Tamsin are a bit older, but Charlie
bit my finger.
Was a little cat, and the kid in it would keep trying to do stupid fucking shit like get into cars with strangers, and then Charlie would remind the kid not to do that shit. And Charlie Says, don't get into cars with people you don't know. Was
it Charlie that got fucking fried in a electrical sub-unit thing trying to get his kite and his football all the time?
No, it wasn't.
Do you remember those fucking harrowing, don't go in through these gates?
Yeah.
It's like, poof, and just flies 100 miles through the air. I'm like, yeah. Okay, maybe I won't go and touch
the things. One I remember, I do remember that. The one I remember also was that the train being train. I don't know if you ever train, but when we were kids, we had to watch a video about don't play on railway tracks.
We never had trains in Wales, so.
I mean, you would think that someone doesn't need any video to tell them not to play on a railway track because it's got trains on it.
You think a lot of things, but
by the way, people nowadays, you see videos of people who want to cross a level crossing when the level crossing signs are down. So adults will think, I can get across that, and then they try and get across it and they can't, or they're very close and they're like, oh no, it's fine. But so when I say we didn't need to be trained, we did, because there are adults today who still don't understand that shit.
Yeah. I saw a video the other day at a level crossing, and the barriers were coming down, and the guy drove onto the tracks and was met with a barrier, and rather than, reverse back out of it where there was not a barrier behind, he just sat there and was like, oh, there's a barrier, can't go through, there's a barrier. And a train just came on, whomp, and just took his car out.
Fuck me.
Yeah, unfortunately, he lived.
Fucking hell. With the train video, it was about these kids who wanted to play on the train tracks and walk across the train tracks. And it was the quickest way to get where they wanted to go. They'd just go across the train tracks because they could get through this bit of the fence where it wasn't protected. And then this kid was a promising footballer, and he was playing football all the time, every day. Loves football, like most kids love football. And then he was crossing the tracks, and he got his foot in this little video trapped in the tracks, and the train's coming. They're like, quick, come on. He's like, oh, I can't do it. And the train comes, and it doesn't kill him. It fucking takes his leg off. Yes. So now the implication is he's lying in bed recuperating from the fact that he's had his leg out. He is still alive.
Will
but his
I
leg
ever
is gone.
play football again, Doctor?
And
no, Jimmy, you've got one leg, you stupid bastard.
And
you will never play football.
So the idea is to really push it home. And I was convinced by this, football or not, that trains taking my leg off is a bad idea. At the end of this video, to make it really clear, it cuts to the back of his bedroom door, and they've hung up his football boots on the back of the door.
Oh, his football boots, not his leg.
No, that would have been amazing. They haven't been leg.
I was like, I know that the 80s were dark, so let's just hang his leg on the back of the door.
His mum's just gone where you tidy things away, like your coat on the back of the door.
Won't need that anymore.
Hockey stick in the corner. But he clearly doesn't need the football boots anymore. Well, he only needs one of them. But to really press home the case, he's going to lie in bed, look across at the back of his bedroom door, and see this fucking football boots on the back of it. I'm like, man, that's really cunty.
You will forever remember what a stupid little prick you are.
So that was being trained. But yeah, Charlie would always kind of put a cat-like hand on the shoulder of this, metaphorically, of this kid. It's like, I was in the park and a man came over and asked me if I'd like to see some puppies. And I said, I
No,
really
puppies are shit.
I really shouldn't. Maybe I should check with my mum. And I think I'm not sure. Maybe I should go. And then he goes, well, they're over here now. And then at that point, Charlie reminded me I should really check with my mum. So I'd said I better ask my mum first. And then the man got angry and went away. When I did see my mum, she said I did the right thing. And I got some ice cream. And Charlie got a fish. And it's like, do you know what that is? I don't know. I don't think you have that sort of thing now.
Charlie got a fish.
Yeah, like he's a cat.
Right.
Charlie is a cat.
Right.
Charlie is a cat. Charlie, by the way, is understood by the child. The child, so Charlie kind of goes, which is how Charlie talks.
You may have said this at the beginning of this explanation, but that context
Charlie
escapes me. Yeah, okay.
Charlie got something he likes, yeah. So the kid, I don't remember the name of the kid. It's probably a bit like with Nell and I. He doesn't ever get named in the credits. But like the kid and his pet cat, and the pet cat reminds him in cat speak, which the kid can understand, not to go with a stranger.
Why is this cat parenting this child instead of the parents?
It's unclear. Can
we put Charlie in the sea? I mean, I think Charlie's fine. Can we put the kid in the sea?
No, he does eventually drown in the sea because the cat's not around to tell him that playing out too far at the sea is a bad idea. So, listen, he's desperate. He was always on the fast track to being killed one way or another, that kid. Charlie can only do so much.
I mean, yeah, he's a cat.
Yeah.
Just want a fish. That's all. Want a fish. Dom says, I pushed the button at a level crossing, then crossed before it said it's okay for me to cross. So the train has to wait for no one. Yes. Your behaviour has been noted, and it will be addressed at a later date.
The little boy was called Tony. I remember this shit.
Fucking Tony.
He never has to name himself because it's only him and the cat there.
And the cat knows
never
his name already.
Yeah. And the cat never calls him by his name or knows who he is. So he goes like, but he's telling us that Charlie did this thing. My mum said this and Charlie had a fish. So, but then the kid doesn't really need to be named in that regard because he never gets... The mum doesn't turn up and says, hi, Tony, you did the right... It just doesn't happen. You should probably watch it. Not now, but like just type in Charlie Says and you'll watch them all. I really don't think that sort of thing. Kids are being kidnapped all the time now because of a lack of this sort of like video. Stuff.
It is the lack of Charlie that is causing this epidemic of kidnappings and pedoings and such. Yeah,
exactly.
Don't enable him, Will. That kind of behaviour does not need to be encouraged.
What do I was going to say? Good things, bad things, haps and naps. Nap, I had to sit in my fucking car because my car's pretty broken now. And I had to sit. You took me over to River the other day to pick up my car.
But I only had to sit in my fully functional car for about 20 minutes or so. It wasn't so bad.
I had to sit in my not functional car for about 5 hours while I was waiting for it to be rescued. Us to be rescued. It was cold and shit.
I did think as I was, driving home, having left you there, I was like, oh, maybe I could have towed them. But no, the point was that you couldn't see through the windscreen, so that wouldn't have worked either.
No.
Maybe I could have pushed you. Would that have worked? Just nudge the car along a little bit?
Yeah, that might have worked. Might have worked. As it was, it's all worked out now. It's all good now. My car is currently in Ashford and it'll hopefully be fixed soon. So that's good. So, nap. Car is shit. Hat might be good.
Sorry to laugh.
Sadly, Charlie is a cat.
I'm not laughing at you. Sadly, Charlie is a cat, so didn't live that long. So when the child reached teenage, he didn't have the wise cat to guide him. So he did drugs and joined a knife crime. Which is an excellent turn of phrase.
I mean, he was still alive, though. I mean, not for long if he's doing drugs and with knives and stuff. But
you've earned that gift sub from Will with that comment alone. Not that other country that you did then and often do, but that one.
I pressed today I was approaching the crossing and I saw a car coming. I went, I hadn't got there yet. Saw a car coming. I thought I better press the button because the car's there. And then and then another car came, and I'm like, oh, I can't just walk straight across. And I saw another car come, and as I got there, I pressed the button, and then the cars really started to slow down a bit more in terms of stop. And I thought, oh no, it's going to be in that situation. But then just at that moment, as the car was approaching, the last car, which was going to go off and leave me with nothing, the thing went red.
Got stuck by the light.
It was really good. It just the light was just super, super quick and stopped the guy. And I was like, oh, well, that worked out perfectly. I don't have to wait or go.
I went to town either yesterday or the end of last week. It doesn't matter when. And as I approached a pedestrian crossing, somebody else was in front of me and arrived there before me and just immediately pushed the button. And I was like, you didn't really need to push the button. There's like 2 cars and then it'll be clear. I didn't say that, but that's what I thought.
You thought it, of course you did.
And so by the time I then got to the crossing, I just walked straight across the road. And the person who had pushed the button stood and waited for it to turn red, even though there was no traffic. I'm like, you were all right, really, weren't you? I misjudged you.
Off you went on your way.
And that's how it's fucking done. I could cross the road whenever I fucking wanted, because I didn't push the button.
I see. The pressing of the button sort of locks you in.
Yeah. If you push the button, you wait
You have
for
to be a good boy.
You wait for the green man. Like,
But if you weren't the presser,
I think Charlie would have told us the same thing, to be quite honest with
didn't
you.
really get. I was waiting at a crossing,
Yeah.
and there was some stuff coming at this point, but then there wasn't any more. And I pressed the button, and then there wasn't anything, and I was about to go when Charlie went, and he reminded me that I should really wait there because I have pressed it.
Otherwise, someone called Jez might turn up and stab you in the head.
Fuck that shit. Press and run every time.
Tamsin.
Press the button. I'm trying to think of some other things I did.
I've really not done very much this week. We're still waiting in this, like, are we moving limbo land? And there's more legal bullshit that's just taking fucking ages. So eventually we might move, or the whole thing might fall through and have to start again. Wouldn't that be fucking wonderful?
My brother came down this week, Stephen, Hannah and Tom's dad, to give everyone some perspective. So Stephen came down. And
He came to give everyone some perspective.
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
he did.
Just
Yeah,
arrived and was like,
Right.
you've wasted your life.
What's going on with you?
You need a
Really?
fucking job.
And on the Thursday we went out because he just wanted to meet up because Tom had given us a present and he'd sent all the presents to Stephen so that he could just save on postage effectively and do one package. And he knew that Stephen was going to come across at some point, so we received a box of delightful girthy crisps.
Classic Tom.
And some crunkies, which are like a little chocolate thing, and some other stuff, some Pokemon cards. I got some baseball cards of our favourite Japanese baseball team. Yeah, the Tokyo
the Swallows.
The Swallows, yeah, Yakult Swallows. And why aren't you Pope yet? Yeah, he didn't come down to thankfully say that. Although
it was implied.
He had requested from the Pope a papal blessing for my parents who have just celebrated their 60th wedding anniversary. My parents have.
And what did you say?
What
did you say?
What did I say? What did I say?
Did you grant his?
I did. I sent him a lovely thing. A lovely. Well, I got one of my minions to do it, which is.
So sorry, I might have talked over the bit that I was most interested in. What was the blessing for? Them
being 60 years married.
Right. Okay, that makes more sense.
So yeah,
I thought you said 60th birthday. I'm like,
no,
how the fuck
60
did
years
that
married.
happen? Right,
I mean, I might have said that, but I didn't intend to if I did. But yeah, they've been married. It's their 60th wedding anniversary. They got married on Boxing Day. So on Boxing Day, this Boxing Day just gone, was their 60th wedding anniversary. And so my brother, Stephen, wrote off to the Pope basically to say, can we have a papal blessing for my parents who've been married? You know, the Pope says happy birthday. You guys are fucking. You guys are dab on, is what it says on the thing. But it's like this kind of beautiful.
But in Latin, obviously.
It's actually it's all in English, but it's beautifully.
Oh, they actually did get it.
Calligraphed. Is that the word? I like that. I'm going to use that. So,
but they actually did get the thing.
Yeah, they got it.
Oh, that's cool.
So it got sent to my brother, who then put it in a frame. And then the idea was the reason he was down was that, well, in part.
Why was he down? He just succeeded in getting something awesome. Like,
it was Blue Monday, mate.
Cheer up, Stephen. Jesus Christ. Will nothing please you?
Just going to put it out there. Even in the 60s, getting married on Boxing Day is rude. Very nice calligraphy of da bomb. Yeah. It's like I mentioned this. Like I said, what do you want to do? Do you want to do something special for to celebrate? We'll get the family together, do a thing, 60th wedding.
How about we all gather around the frame and look at it reverently?
We might do. There were a lot of that happening at church the other day. But effectively, it was a bit like that. I'll tell you what it's like. I was round at my parents the other day for Christmas, actually on Christmas Day for dinner. And I was like, so tomorrow's your 60th wedding anniversary? And they're like, yeah. And I said, so by the way, you want to do something soon, but obviously not tomorrow. He said, yeah, not tomorrow. We might just go out for have lunch somewhere in town or something like that. I said, right, but like at some point soon, we're going to need to organise something at a point where everyone can attend. And he's like, yeah, that'd be really great. I said, did you not think this would happen? Like when you got
60
married?
years ago?
But like...
That people might be busy on this day?
But here's the thing. I mean, I said this too, Dom. They didn't really have any money and their parents weren't paying for it. So they were doing it all themselves, cunts. And they were doing it all themselves. They had to front the money themselves. So they were trying to save money where they could. And it was cheaper to do it on Boxing Day than it was.
Of course it was, because nobody wanted to
have
that day.
It was a financial thing, effectively. But as a result, we all went down, as Hannah says, we went to church on Sunday. So Stephen was like, I'm coming down with this thing.
Took her for a drink on Tuesday.
Will you,
We were getting blessed on Wednesday, and on Thursday and Friday and Saturday, church on Sunday.
We did do that. He basically came down and said, we've got this blessing. Told Patrick, that's my other brother, my oldest brother, and do you guys want to come down? And I'm like, yes, of course, yeah, of course. I'll see you drop this surprise on our parents, it'd be really cool. Actually, at the church bit, we all went to do the church. We had to go to church. It was 9:00 in the morning in dim church. It wasn't
Take me to church.
Please don't take me to church. 9 a.m. we're sitting there, and my dad hasn't worked out.
9
Why am I
Jesus
here?
Christ, at least I got till 11.
I know. 11,
Fucking Catholics.
11 was the one that was over in Cheriton where we used to go, but now it's over in dim church. That was when it was 9, so we went along there. My parents were none the wiser as to why I myself
was fucked off.
Well, I was there. I was present at church, and Patrick was present. They didn't go, something's up. They sort of believed it when Stephen said, I'm down. I'm going to ask him to come across. And they both said yes. They didn't go, Chini Recon, something's up here. They did not.
Alex hasn't been to church since 1992.
Yes, so there must be something up. They didn't get it. In the middle of they just were like really pleased to see me, and we did the church bit. As I reported back a few months ago, last time we went to church, this is very churchy information, but when you have communion, they give you the wafer and you eat it, and then they give you the wine and you drink it. But they changed it.
Breaking news from the church.
Yeah, but breaking news from the church is that now what happens is you, as I think I said to you at the time, they give you the wafer and then you dip it in the wine, which is obviously nonsense.
Still makes me cringe.
So, like,
now.
I went up to the front, as I'm just to remind you of this. I went to the front and I got mine and I stuffed it in my mouth. And I went to receive the wine, and the woman with the wine was just like, and she was looking at the priest, and it wasn't a priest; it was a deacon at the time.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
He
hasn't
know.
been here very long. He doesn't know.
Bread breaking news. By the way, Tamsin, I was thinking the same thing, but I just, for the sake of the story, I got to get on. But you're absolutely correct. Yeah, they do it, Hannah. They changed it. I think it's actually called.
This is my body. Dunk it in remembrance.
That's what I was saying. Dunk it in remembrance. I've written some comedy that basically says that. It's so stupid. I think it's called intinction. And they do it intentionally. So you take it.
Intinction sounds like a really shit fucking rap song.
So effectively, what happens is I get to the front of this thing, and
just to bless him, please.
Give
I
me
haven't
this
had
thing,
confirmation.
And then I go to, and I've watched somebody else do something. I watched what it looked like. The person ahead just kind of reached out and did something with the wine. I'm like, what the fuck is that person doing? Shut up! I'm going to do it properly.
Took half a bite of it and then double dipped.
Yeah, double. Oh my god! Can you imagine a double dip in the fucking Eucharist?
Double dip in the wine.
But as it happened, I didn't understand what the person in front had done. I didn't get a clear look at it, and so when it was my turn, I fucked it up. So now on this occasion, last Sunday when I went up there, I'm like, I'm ready for intinction. I'm just ready for this shit. I'm gonna my dad.
It's gonna intinction with intention.
My brother Stephen and my dad are both deacons, so it's like priest they're on either side. So if I get this wrong, I'm getting it wrong to one of them. So I'm before I go up, I'm like really watching to see if everyone's still doing this intinction
but
thing.
it hasn't been changed back again.
It hasn't been changed back in the interim, and I'm like, and like instead of drinking it, I just fucking dunk it like a fucking cookie, and everyone in the place goes, what the fuck you? Imagine if it was a massive long con, a massive kind of like prank, but the whole of the Catholic Church keeps doing it,
and everyone laughs,
and I go in and go, I dip it now, don't they? And they go, dip it, you fucking idiot. And everyone in the church laughs. And I'm like,
that was the main deacon or whatever. Dip it, you fucking twat.
Yeah. By the way, that's either going to be my dad or Stephen in this situation. I can't
I'd
imagine.
love for your dad to say,
My dad-
dip it,
dip
you
it."
fucking twat.
It's like, but it said on Wikipedia, there was a thing called intinction. It's like, I wrote that. I put it on Wikipedia.
Anyone could do that.
Anyone can
Just
do
press
it.
edit. Anyone can
Anyone
change
can
it.
put something on. I'm like,
Change it to frogs, they'll change it back, but still,
you're
you
telling
can
me
do it.
this isn't a real thing. It's not a real thing. We got you. I'd be like, oh, son of a bitch. But yeah, so I had to go up and dip my fucking. You go up, you get your wafer. You say, it says body of Christ. You say, I'm also with you, or whatever the fuck you say. And then you take the thing, and you don't say that. And then you walk up to the other person, in this case my dad, and just fucking dunk it in that shit, and then you eat it.
I guess it's so that lips don't keep touching the thing, is it? Or
Yeah, so
something.
you don't touch the thing, and they keep lip. But
I mean, just give me a shot of wine then.
just get
individual
a tray with
portions.
individual. No, so now what's worse is that now I put my thing in there and I dip it, and it's kind of dumb, right? Anyway,
Mate, as if the Catholic Church and any church that does this couldn't get any more shit. Honestly. It doesn't get any fucking worse than dunking your shit tasteless wafer in your shit tasteless wine.
I also kind of get the feeling that, like, I didn't really get enough wine. I wanted to go back to my dad and say, excuse me, Dad, I didn't really get enough wine when I dunked it just then. So can I almost went round a second time just to get it right, you know.
Double dip.
But, yeah, so then what happened was, while my dad was finishing up all this stuff on the altar, Stephen went and got the thing in the frame. My dad's back it was so slick, you should have seen it. My dad went to do all the things at the back of the altar to sort out the remaining
The
wine.
endy bit, yeah.
Yeah, the endy bit of the wine and
Where
the grape.
where
they neck it.
They fucking
Yeah.
neck it.
My
I
br-
was like, man,
My
you've
dad
got this
necked the
down, haven't you?
wine. My dad necked the remains of the wine, and Aletha was like, "Did your dad just neck that wine?" I'm like, "Yeah." And because there's two wine things, he does it with the second one as well. I'm like, down in one, really quietly in my puke, down in one. Chug, 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 chug. We like to drink with John because John is our mate. Can you imagine? Oh God, I hope he's not watching this. Anyway, so while he's at the back of the altar chugging the remains of the wine, my brother goes out to the side. We asked my mum what she thought to get the framed papal blessing, and we asked my mum what she thought. She said, "I just thought he was being silly. I just thought, what's he doing? Where is he going? Why is he going off?" My mum had no understanding why my brother had exited stage left. She said, "Oh, he's probably being a naughty boy." He's probably being a naughty boy.
How
Naughty
old is
boy.
he?
He's like 50 odd years, you know. Oh my God. So like, Stephen went off to get the thing. He then, while my dad's back was turned, put the thing next to the lectern so that it would be ready to display. And then my dad turned around and everything was like, it was like Ocean's 11. Like no one saw it. And everyone in the audience was like, I don't call it the audience, congregation.
The jig is up.
They knew, they're like,
Something's
fucking
happening.
something's up.
Something's
Something's going on. And then my dad, and then my dad, then Stephen came up to do an announcement. And the priest said, Stephen, you wanted to say something. And my dad at this point is like, what is Stephen going up to say as a
The fuck
visiting?
does Stephen have to say?
Right. Have they got him doing announcements? You know, at the end you say, it's a bringing by.
I'm the fucking man here. Did you not see me neck that wine? The fuck has he got to say?
It's like the priest has said to Stephen, like, you can say what you want to say type thing. But my dad is like confused as to what announcement Stephen, as a visiting deacon, can possibly be giving to this random group of dim churchians, as it were. It's like, yeah, maybe you want everyone's got to make a cake.
Dim Churchians sounds like something completely different. You should know, if you're not from around here, the place is called Dim Church. Not, stupid churchgoers.
You dim churchian.
Churchian.
But yeah, and then he's like, no, well, the Pope's given you this amazing blessing, and boom. And my mum was very surprised. And so, yeah, announcing his run for Pope, he gets up on the mic and he's just like, yeah, it's a press conference. My brother was hosting a press conference.
Thank you all for coming.
Thanks for coming. Yeah, I wasn't happy about the first half of Mass. I felt we played a bit too loose with the lack of hymns. No hymns in the first half.
But more so than ever, I just trusted in God, man. I just trusted in God.
Trusting the big guy upstairs.
And it came true in the second half.
In the second half, we brought it a lot closer.
My dad necked all the wine, so...
Yeah. We had a lot of participation, a lot of people playing hard in the second half.
One cunt dipped his wafer, but we let it go.
It was, you play this one prayer at a time, and look on to the next one next week. Big game next week. Big Mass next week. It's looking good.
We're on to Cincinnati.
Yeah, and God willing, we smashed them. But we got to just learn from. They were always going to be hard, tough opponents. The devil, probably. I don't know who the opponent is.
The ultimate opponent.
The ultimate. Yeah. It's always going to be a tough opponent to play against. Going away from home.
Staying in bed. That's another enemy of the church.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to do that.
Stephen's
instead of
in
going to
Bristol.
church.
He's like, well, come all the way down. It's an away match. It's a tough away match, obviously. Yeah.
All of you
Any
are fucking
questions?
stupid. We are in dim church.
I thought John Bortham played very well drinking the wine. How do you feel about that? Yeah, that was always good. That was always the plan. He was going to drink both chalices of wine. He's been practicing. He's been watching his son.
He's been double fisted for a long time.
An awful long time. Yeah.
Many a double fisting John's taken.
He knows how to do that. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So it was good.
Can't wait to play this to your dad. It's been fantastic.
Well, we were talking afterwards.
On their 61st wedding anniversary.
I was saying to Stephen,
my gift to you, I'm a random person that you don't know, but here is my gift to you. Put it in your VHS. Still got VHS?
yeah.
Of course he does.
I was saying we went to have breakfast afterwards. We were all sitting around and we were talking about it. It was really great.
Because by the time church ended, it was like 7:10.
Yeah. Actually, thankfully, without any hymns, it was done in like 40 minutes.
No
That's what it
hymns?
was. No hymns. It's an early
Do
church.
you not sing hymns anymore because there's too much like
Phlegm coming out of
dispersal?
your mouth and lands in other people's mouths. That's weird.
I do remember that they banned hymns during COVID because you weren't allowed to sing.
Right. Sing Hosanna. Yeah, it's I don't know what it is, but in some places, if it's not like the main event mass, if it's not like not the main event mass, you don't get hymns. Basically, if you're the opening mass,
pre-show,
the
countdown
dark
to
match,
church.
yeah, you don't get you just get regular mass
The
without
church
stripped
kickoff,
down. Yeah,
sponsored by Snickers.
sponsored by that wine John drank. Yeah, so you don't get it.
You have to sing thems these days. That's very good.
Yes, that's a
It's
nice.
very
I was
droll.
thinking about where that joke might
Yeah,
go.
write that one down.
Yeah, I'll remember that. Yeah.
That'll really play in Folkestone.
Right. We went to mass afterwards. Oh, we didn't go to mass again. Fuck me. We went to breakfast afterwards. We were all sitting around,
Double mass.
and
You're like, I've got to see my dad nick this wine again. Let's go.
Mate,
Let's go to the 11
we
o'clock.
just go and have. Oh my god, watch my dad. That'd be so good. Honestly, Alita found it so funny. We talked about Dad, what Dad thought about this stuff, and he's like, I don't know why. I didn't know why Stephen was going out to make announcements. I didn't get it. And I said, Stephen, what you should have done in a situation like that, any time, you should do what I thought you were going to do, which maybe announce that then you all need to make cakes. So next week, we're having a cake making competition. You all need to make cakes. So all these parishioners go away and spend all week making cakes in the shape of the priest or something like that. Like, make a fake thing. If you're a visiting deacon and you get a chance to speak, just make something up. You won't be there next week, so you can make up anything you want. And I said, yeah, just make some cakes. I said, make some cupcakes, maybe in the Stations of the Cross, which, by the way, is kind of Stephen laughed at. And the Stations of the Cross are all the kind of the various stages at which Jesus goes.
King's Cross, Marylebone.
Jesus goes to get crucified, and it's the route that he does and everything that happens on that. And it's called the Stations of the Cross. And to suggest that maybe a parishioner would make cupcakes denoting all the various different stations of the cross is so unbelievably sacrilegious and horrible. Not horrible, but like maybe piss takey that I was surprised it got over the line. But both my dad and Stephen laughed at it, so I was like, maybe they're just being charitable.
Yes. Hello, Sally Saw. Sorry we've ignored you to this point, but we were very thoroughly mid-anecdote and having fun. Yeah, Blue Monday is not what Harmstone just said. It's the day in which you add extra swears into your general conversation. You talk blue deliberately for the whole day. So a hearty fuck you.
Yeah.
On this Blue Monday.
I kind of, Hannah, I kind of think I really want now to make Stations of the Cross cupcakes, because like it would be really good, but then there's like, I don't know, the last one's pretty sad when he's actually being crucified. I don't know if that one's going to be look good on a cupcake. Whereas,
I mean, that's obviously a red velvet cake, isn't it?
yeah,
It's a red velvet cupcake.
yes.
With a lot of red icing, except not icing, because icing is shit.
I mean, it all ends well in the end, but maybe at the time, maybe not. You'd either do all the Stations of the Cross or none of them. I don't know. Maybe not.
General fucking conversation.
Stations of the Cross hot buns. Nice. Yes, you could do something like that.
That's better. I'd much rather a hot cross bun than a cake.
Yeah.
Cakes are shit. Controversial opinion. Hot cross buns.
Do you not like cakes?
No, not really.
Not
It's
cake,
not that
though.
I dislike them. It's just that
Jam centre, surely.
I'd much rather have a pasty, or
I would much rather have a pasty.
like, they're overrated. Certainly.
Overrated. So anyway, yeah, it was good. So it's a good time had by all. I seeing my family, which was really
Said
good.
no one ever after a
Stephen
day
was
at
like,
church.
well, it was really good. Obviously, we've got my brother out of bed, and I'm just like, fucking hell. Actually, both of us. He said, it's good to see my brothers here. Obviously, trying to do a bit. He was trying to do a bit from his press conference podium. And I'm like, fucking hell. And everyone's like, and I'm like, shut your fucking mouths. You fucking
Objection, Your Honour.
objection. Yes. Let's move on.
I was going to say, right, we're going to move on now because otherwise we'll be here all night.
Do you want to do controversial?
That one or that one?
Come and give us your controversial opinions.
Okay, except not that because
that's
it's
somebody
legally
else's thing.
distinct. Yeah. Instead, this.
Controversial opinions, we hear them every day. You think you know best, no one cares what you say.
The dulcet tones of Rooster Beast, who was here earlier and may still be here now. Don't know. We love it.
I think I know what these things are. I haven't read them before, but when Amy was around the other day, she read them out, and I was like, oh yeah.
So we did the first two last week.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing the bottom two now before you read the same one again.
No, I understand.
Good.
Would you like me to read my first one?
Yeah, go for it.
Controversial opinions. We should bulldoze Sheffield and rebuild an exact replica somewhere much less hilly and further away from Barnsley too. That would be perfect. Strikes me that someone from Barnsley wrote this, maybe.
Yeah, they fucking hate Barnsley in Sheffield.
We should bulldoze Sheffield and rebuild someone doesn't like living in Sheffield where it's really hilly. Apparently there's as many hills in Sheffield as there are in Rome, and I think that's 7. You might want to check that fucking shit out, but I think there are historically and actually 7 hills in Rome, and there's 7 hills in Sheffield. If you check that out and it's not correct, just don't correct it.
See, I've been to Sheffield, and it's fine. It's not brilliant. It's not shit. It's fine. So,
yeah,
you could probably just leave it where it is, actually.
I once went there when my brother, Matthew, was at university there, because before my brother eventually went to Cambridge, when he first left school, he went to Sheffield and hated it and then came home. But while he was still there, me and Patrick went up to stay with him, and I was really feeling ill, and we went to this all right club, but like it's not, I have to say, it's not the kind of night I was hoping for when I felt ill, and like partying with Patrick isn't like really a thing. And Matthew was being weird with me for reasons that would become later clear, I think. Or maybe he was just being weird anyway.
I was going to say, that sounds pretty dark.
Yeah, like...
being as I know the end.
Yeah, well, like, yeah, so much of like Matthew's behavioural change is because of that, and like, I don't want to get into it. But so I didn't. But also, he was somewhat, because he was my brother, he would just be a prick, right? Because brothers are pricks to each other. So I couldn't tell whether he was just being a prick or what. But anyway, it was such a weird time, and I thought at the time that Sheffield seemed a bit shit, frankly, and so I would be fine.
I mean, it's got a decent mall. Don't remember what it's called, or even if it's in Sheffield or like just outside Sheffield. Yeah, I was going to say, it does have a super tram. Super trampy.
Wait. There are 7 hills
Meadow
in Rome.
Hall, that's it, yeah. Or Meadow Hell, as some people call it.
Are there 7 hills in Sheffield, though? That's the question. Because if there are, then that's, by the way, a really great bit of trivia. Which, like, city in England has the same amount of hills as Rome? And then you can be like, it's Sheffield. And if it isn't, then don't ever say that. But I'm pretty sure it's correct. It seems
Can't wait for someone to cataclysmically fuck up a pub quiz because of this knowledge that you have just given them.
I feel pretty convinced.
Like, Alex!
Do you know what? I'm so convinced. I'm just completely convinced. In fact, I'm just telling you now it's right. Just put it in your own quiz.
Citation needed.
Do you know what? A controversial opinion. It's just absurd, right? It's just someone just really fucking hates Sheffield.
Yeah.
Okay, you do your one.
I was going to say, speaking of absurd, although I'm sure people will have some strong opinions on this seemingly innocuous controversial opinion. Controversial opinion. Anyone in here prefer the deluxe edition of an album More than the original? No, thought not.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I don't really often. I mean, deluxe editions, like
Really
remastered.
itchy fucking nose. It's doing my fucking head in.
Wow, that
Yeah.
really is an itchy nose.
Yeah.
Went to
Better?
Sheffield.
Mm.
Friends who went to uni there really hyped up this pub, and the chalky fudge cake. Went out of my way to go get it. Wasn't on the menu anymore. Fuck Sheffield. There are 7 Hills in Sheffield. Fuck yes. Thank you, Will.
Don't enable him well.
This is amazing, but it's good because it's going to come up one day, and you're going to be like, "Oh, thank God for this information. I've just got a point and a quiz," and people at Harmstone will already know it. I don't know if he will though, because he wasn't quick to say anything about it, so maybe he never knew that one.
I mean, he does now.
Yeah.
OBS, bonus tracks for the win. See, that's the thing. I like the odd bonus track. I like, on deluxe editions, they often have like an acoustic version of a track from a previous album, and I dig that shit.
Fat of the Land has lots of extra tracks, and they are mostly brilliant. I tend to listen to original and then the bonus tracks from the deluxe. I never think about deluxe. I don't really think I've ever really had many deluxe albums or remastered albums or other versions of it. I think REM remastered quite a lot of their stuff with a few extra bits and pieces on it. But there was one bit where, as I've said before many times, I think, that they made like a deluxe edition for the best of Crowded House, and then they stopped selling that, and the future versions were all the basic version. So if you were quick and a mega fan, you got the deluxe one at the beginning, basically, and got an extra fucking disc.
Whereas now we just listen to everything on like Spotify or
The concept
whatever.
of an album.
The concept of a deluxe anything on Spotify is
Everything is just on your
just
subscription service of choice, right? Basically. Just
Alexa,
what
play Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds.
What was it? That's such a great start. I don't know how it starts. It's something like, "Who knew at this time that they were,
It is a
situation that would befall us."
texty one, yeah, and then it kicks straight into do do do.
Yeah. They were watching us, or something like that. I think. So good, so good. We should probably still go to the War of the Worlds.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Immersive.
Let's make that happen.
Make it so. Also, there's the bridge command.
Oh yeah.
We've got to go to that too.
Yeah.
There's 2 things.
I really have not planned anything for 2025 so far. So
Well,
yeah,
listen.
let's do a bunch of this impromptu stuff.
I'm up for it.
So that
I'm
I
up
don't
for it.
actually get depressed about doing fuck all. When are we hearing from Wimbledon, by the way? Whether we got tickets for that or not?
I don't
That
know. I've
seems
obviously.
now-ish.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I think
but-
it might be a little bit later, actually.
Is it? Yeah.
We have made a decision, though, that we won't take tickets.
We won't
unless
take shit tickets.
No.
No. We'll
Shit
only
tickets
do,
can fuck
only
off.
do good ones.
Yeah, good tickets.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
tickets.
I'm going to go to Eastbourne again this year, though,
Oh, nice.
for the tennis. That was good. I haven't booked that, but I'm just saying I'm going. And I might go more than once.
That's a final Jeopardy, if ever I've heard one. What, the 7 Hills in Rome, 7 Hills in Sheffield? Yeah. Did you put yourself in for the second Yumi Bum Bum Train ballot? Yes! Yeah, I did. I'm not, like, I guess, surprised that you know that, but that's such a niche thing. But yes, I did put myself in for it. Did I mention before that I put myself in for the first one? Because that would help that knowledge. But yes, I take it you did.
Am I having a stroke? Are those words that actually
I don't
make
tend
sense?
to tell people so that otherwise they might do it. Yeah, there's a piece of immersive theatre called You, Me, Bum Bum Train.
Fuck off.
And
Just
I think it's a one-person thing. And you go through it.
as in one person will go to it with a shit title like that.
It's apparently very good. They did it years ago every year, and then they stopped for a while and they come
And
back
false
again.
propaganda.
And so apparently, I think it's a one-person thing. You go through it. So you have to put yourself into a ballot. You can't get tickets by just like ringing up. I mean, nobody rings up anymore. You can't just.
You
get
have to be
tickets.
6 and find bum jokes funny.
I don't know why they've called it that. I've never been, but when they were doing it, they'd always have a ballot. I'd always go in for it. I never got tickets. And then I put myself in for it earlier in the year, or maybe, well, not late this year, earlier last year, and they didn't get them, and they released a second ballot, and I put myself in for it. I still don't know when they're going to release that. I won't get tickets again, and I'll never know. And then what they say is, like, if you want, though, and you haven't got tickets, you can still come and work for us, and you can come and be a volunteer, and be somebody that helps out or is in the show.
That's how Glasto get you.
Yeah.
Bastards.
And Glasto isn't even all that good, so, you know. Just say that to draw out the Nana Caves, basically. See if she comes in. Just go, no!
Because she wouldn't be able to stay silent. If she were here lurking, we would have heard from her by now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jonathan Ross told me a funny story of when he was part of this crew. Really? Jonathan Ross was part of the crew on You Me Bum Bum Train? That's quite funny. I wouldn't have imagined that. But yeah, no, I did put myself in for it. I don't know if I'll get tickets for it. Because I love immersive theatre. What was I going to say? No, doesn't matter. Right, shall I read another one?
Do it.
Dogs aren't loyal.
Correct.
As soon as someone leaves a door open, they fuck off and don't come back. My cats always come back after they've finished pooping in your garden. So there you go. Controversial opinion. Dogs aren't loyal. As soon as someone leaves the door open, they fuck off. My dog always used to run off as soon as the door was open. It probably just wants to know what's outside. Yes. Sorry. Immersive theatre is a wide spectrum from maybe good to bum shite. Listen, Aletha, who's just coming through the door. Let me tell you, if I win 2 tickets, you're coming. So, like, well, so I hope you like it.
Stick that up your bum shite.
Cats aren't always loyal. Dogs aren't loyal. As soon as someone leaves the door open, they... Well, Aletha's returned.
She's 10 seconds earlier in the conversation, though.
If they aren't happy...
What said about me?
Who? Me? Alex? That's my name.
What did you say?
I said that you're lovely.
You said I was going to come on your bum shite.
Oh, that one. Oh, I thought you pointed to him when you said that one.
That is-
I thought you pointed to me.
I
didn't say that.
That is
He
not
said
what
that.
he said.
That's what I said.
And that
He
is
said-
not at all the context of what I said either.
I didn't say I'd come on your bum shite. That sounds really weird. By the way, you're only getting half a story here because Aletha is questioning what we said. But anyway, if I win tickets, like Dom's coming right now, you're out of the running.
But by coming we mean ejaculating at the prospect of coming up your bum shite.
If I win tickets to You Me Bum Bum Train, I will jizz in happiness. Dom's like, yes!
Dom, you're welcome to it.
Anyway, you were reading something. and
Dogs
I've
aren't
forgotten what it
loyal.
was. Oh yeah.
As soon as someone leaves the door open, they fuck off and don't come back. My cats always come back when they finish pooping in your garden. You're saying that, like, cats are always loyal, dogs aren't loyal. I don't know.
I mean, there are
Do
some.
you judge loyalty on the fact that they see a door and run out it?
There are some disloyal cats because if they feel like it, they'll just fuck off and go and live with the bloke next door instead
Yes.
of you.
Yeah.
So
Or they're just, like, dogs aren't loyal, judged on the fact that if a door is open, is probably not the best metric to determine whether it's loyal. I think what should happen is you should set some sort of trap where you either ask the dog to, like, kind of snitch on the owner and, like, say, oh, by the way, we've heard, dog, that you're going to they're going to kick you out as a dog and get a new dog. So what do you think of him now? And then offer him something sort of incentive to, you come to join us?
Yeah. What was I gonna say? If you want to test a dog's loyalty, you should get some of that like fancy human grade dog food
Oh, yeah.
and offer it to a dog that has just regular dog food being given to it by its owner, and then we'll see who's loyal.
Peace out.
that sounds like actual advice. We have bought human grade cat food for our cats this week
Oh, yeah.
in an effort to stop them shitting everywhere. It's
Oh,
worked
really?
so far.
Oh. You don't want them to shit everywhere, Jeremy, because you need to sell that fucking house.
It's true.
I mean, you have
I've sold it already,
sold it
but I probably shouldn't leave them piles
with
of
piles
shit
of shit.
around the house. Yeah. But they're getting old, poor little bastards.
I see.
Yeah.
I don't think that the best judge of whether a dog is loyal is based on this. So I don't think it's really. I think animals are just animals, and they'll hang out with you, but like they're just, I don't think either of them have any sense of loyalty in the same way that we do. They're just animals. They don't feel necessarily.
I do think
a
the
loyal
whole notion
connection.
that dogs are loyal is bullshit, though. That whole stereotype of dogs being loyal. So, nah.
One of them did a giant turd earlier. I
They'd
think the
fucking
food is
eat you in
working.
a heartbeat.
Why were they not doing giant turds? Was it horrible?
Yes.
Ugh.
Yes.
So this is a movement forward, basically.
And mostly downwards.
Right.
On
A step forward.
Yeah.
Have you found all the food there? Yeah, cool. No worries.
Yeah. But all signs point to actually giving them real food instead of the bullshit that is commercially produced for cats is working. So who knew? Quality food's better than shit food.
If people don't like the concept, by the way, of Let's be fair. I wouldn't necessarily be loyal to some random people who decided I was going to live in their house now. No, maybe they've been wanting to get out the whole time. Like, as soon as that fucking... Like the Great Escape. As soon as they fucking leave that door open, I am gone. But then, like, where are you going to get fed? You know, in the TV show The Littlest Hobo, he just is a random dog that just, like, roams from place to place. And each week someone else kind of gives him food. I mean, they're loyal to whoever's near them, I suppose. But
How does that show play now? Can you still say hobo?
sure.
They don't like... Is it tramp they don't like?
I don't know what they don't like or who they are.
No
the
one
people.
Knows. No one knows who they are.
I think you can say hobo.
I'm not sure you can.
Every stop I make,
I mean, you're saying it now, so
I make a
clearly
new
you
friend.
can say it.
I don't remember there being a... Did I miss a meeting? I don't
An
think anyone
embargo on hobo.
I don't think anyone said something.
A hobargo.
I think that you can say that word.
Right.
Can someone look it up?
We'll Google it.
Yeah.
Can
Can't
we say
stay for
hobo?
long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow. It's a great tune. Look up the Littlest Hobo theme tune. It's great. I really enjoyed that. And like he would save some kid from a well or something like that. He'd just come in and...
I thought that was Lassie.
Yeah, it was a bit like that. It was like the dog would come in, change everyone's lives, be there, and then suddenly they're like, "Can we keep him, Dad?" At the end of the show, they'd be like, "Well,
No.
it wasn't for. Hey, where's you? Where's your pet? Where's your owner?" And of course, he's just a dog, so he can't answer. And then, like, obviously, there is no owner, and he hangs around in town for a bit. Some sort of problem befalls them, which the Littlest Hobo helps out with. And then at the end of the episode, the dog's like, the kid's like, "Can we keep him, Dad?" It's like, "I'm sure we can. I'm sure he'd love to come home." And they turn around, he's gone.
It's already died.
He's gone. No, he hasn't died. Didn't die. You know, that got dark. Maybe.
Sorry,
episode-
Alex. I expected a fucking happy ending, okay?
Just like he did.
Turn around and the dog's dead. Yes!
Maybe
This is
tomorrow.
the greatest show ever.
I want to settle down. Maybe tomorrow. The whole world is my home. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. So if you want to join me, it's so good.
Is that the theme to the Littlest Hobo?
100%.
Oh.
I'll do the whole thing. I'm not gonna, but like I could do the
I
whole
thought
thing.
that was just a song.
That's how it starts. There's a voice keeps on calling me down the road.
Didn't they use it to advertise something recently? I say recently in the
last
late
20
90s.
years. I don't know. I think it's better to not use it now, I feel. Yeah, but what's the truth of it? Look it up. Just type it into your Google and say good or bad.
Just put into Google, Alex wants to know if I can say hobo and see what comes up.
I mean, the littlest homeless dog. The littlest... I mean, what do you want to call it? I mean, you don't even need to call it that. Just call it the name of the dog. The dog's called Rocky. Just call it Rocky.
I think that was already a film before then, but sure.
Okay, don't call it Rocky. That could be confusing.
Yeah, call it by another
good-
very common
what's a
dog
common
name,
dog
like
name?
Star Wars. You could definitely do that one.
Whatever the dog's name, you don't need to
Star
call
Wars.
it that.
Here's Star Wars.
Can we
Here's
say
a
Lady
good Star
and the Tramp?
Wars.
Can we say Lady and the... Surely Tramps work. People say... Listen, people are still saying Lady and the Tramp, and that is definitely on Disney. I know that Disney is not the paragon, probably.
There's probably like a disclaimer up, like, it's called Lady and the Tramp because that's what it was called in 1966, but now we can't say Lady and the Tramp.
I bet
But
you
it's
they
still
say
called
it.
Lady and the Tramp.
There's a
Trigger
lot more
warning.
problematic fucking things in Disney than that, I would say. So if you want to join me for a while, for the length of an episode... Anyway, yeah,
Which
move
is
on
what,
from this.
22 minutes?
Something like that. Yeah.
Right. Controversial opinion, the final. Nobody can tell how many frames a second a computer game is running at. Stop pissing about with that nonsense and just make them fun to play.
Who wrote that? That seems...
I think Aletha wrote that by the preach that came
What, so
from
like
the-
nobody
from the-
cares who...
Nobody cares.
What
Nobody
frame-
can tell how many frames per second a computer game is running at.
I can't.
Stop pissing about with that nonsense and just make them fun to play.
But do you think that the game in some way... The enjoyability of a game is being inhibited because of someone's worrying at the frames per second?
Yeah,
Surely
some
it's just-
people really like fucking jizz at the idea that a game is running at 120 frames a second.
But even if
It's like the human eye can't see anything more than like 40, so...
But even if it were the case, I don't believe that any enjoyment level of the game is being sacrificed because the designers
so
are...
fucking smooth. So detailed,
This is
so
all-
smooth.
This is all... You may as well put in the C. I know there's in the... Like, people's reaction to this, but like, it's it's a byproduct of the game anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Like, the game isn't... It's like, this game would have been so much better if the designers hadn't spent quite so long making the frames per second right. Do you know what I mean? It just happens anyway, so I don't really understand. But, I mean, I don't give a shit. But if someone said, Deathloop's story would have been 10% better, but we put our design team on frames per second thing. We put our story team on... So as a result of that, it's not zero sum is what I mean. It's going to happen regardless, so it doesn't matter. How is it? Yeah, but, like, no, it isn't zero sum because, like, effectively, that story was giving me the same story. They didn't just get to the end and go, shall we rush it because we haven't got quite enough time to do it. We worked so hard on the frames per second that we didn't know how it ended, so we just stopped.
We had to downrate from 120 frames a second to 60 frames a second. Therefore, we've lost 15 minutes of this game.
Yeah. So, like, I don't see how other stuff is impacted.
Like how when you used to get American TV shows, changing from NTSC to PAL and losing 5 frames a second meant that the show was like half a minute shorter. That's a true thing. And everyone would sound like that.
My dad is banned from spending money on TV equipment after he mistook a TV showing regular def as high def. He clearly can't tell, so no wasting money. No wasting money. So he's not allowed to spend any money any further on things because he can't tell. I think if there is a jittery feeling when you're watching something, then it might get in the way of your enjoyment. However, I think we're past that point in distinction.
Anything above 30 frames a second, you're not going to discern.
I don't
You're
think
just
so.
not.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Shall we roll straight into the next segment,
Yes!
which is kind of similar in a way? I would roll straight into it, but I can't find the fucking
Just
sting.
see me rolling straight in this segment.
There it is. It's red. How did I not see the giant fucking red button? Push the giant fucking red button. For...
Confessions.
Correct.
This is your confession!
Short and sweet. And,
Mentally.
fiery. Confessions. It's time to confess your sins. As I would have done at church the other day had it been something I give a shit about, basically. No confessions. But there is one here. You've got a confession.
Yes, it's quite a lengthy one. They've explained their rationale behind this confession, and we will judge them accordingly.
Yes, amen.
Forgive me, dickheads, for I have sinned. I changed my birthday when I was 12, and I stand by it.
Lol. I changed my birthday when I was 12.
Yeah.
Was it Christmas Day then?
My birthday is in the midst of the holiday season, and let me tell you, it has sucked, Caps.
Yeah.
It's always the coldest week of the year in the South, USA, where nobody knows how to behave in such conditions. I mean, that's pretty much everywhere. And everyone's broke from the holidays, and this is for Christmas and your birthday. And New Year's resolutions, so nobody wants to touch the cake, and all of your friends are out of town, and you're sick of your family from the holidays. I came to this epiphany when I was
On the
12.
6th of January.
12 days
So
after
religious
Tiffany
joke.
died. And declared that my government-ordained birthday, I don't think they specified it, but carry on.
Government.
My government-ordained birthday was off that year, and it would be celebrated on March the 6th.
Uh-huh.
Why March the 6th specifically?
Please tell.
Couldn't tell you. I'd venture to say it's because it's normally spring break and the weather is non-obtrusive. My family was like, I mean, okay, whatever, girl. They didn't realise the mechanics of my scheme. They didn't realise that their little reheated Christmas tricks could no longer work.
What, so they expected that, like, it's like, oh yeah, my birthday's March the 6th now. And they went, yeah, sure, whatever. And then when they get to that point, it's like,
Oh, fuck. What have we done? We've created a monster. Now we have to buy you Christmas and birthday presents. Yeah. And it was great. I had an outdoor party. Everyone ate cake. I got presents. You're damn straight I honoured it the next year. And the next. And indefinitely for all of time. Because fuck January birthdays. Very excited to celebrate my 18th on March the 6th.
this is a good point because, a January birthday when nobody wants to go out because you're like, hey, who wants to come out for my birthday? Cocktails. It's like, oh, I'm trying to be good because it's January, doing dry January. I don't really have any money because of Christmas, so we don't really want to come out. So, no. And so there's all these people probably in that first couple of weeks. This is a singer's birthdays in that period of time. And although we do all go for that because, but I can imagine how this person feels. I would imagine it would be worse if it was like a birthday in December when it's like any time between, I don't know, the 20th and the 31st.
I mean, December and January are just a fucking shithole for birthdays, in my opinion.
They moved it backwards, Aletha. They moved their January birthday to March the 6th. I think I would have moved it further. I'd have made the weather much nicer. If you could pick any day of the year to have your birthday on, would you like stick it slap bang in the middle of the summer or something like that?
Yeah, I mean...
Well, your birthday is...
That is when my birthday is. I think my birthday is fucking cracking.
Mine is too.
Yeah. It sounds super weird to say it, but we planned our daughter's birthday to not be at a shit time of the year, to the point that if things had not gone our way in terms of conception, that we would have stopped trying for a while and waited for the math to work out and it not be a shit time of year. That's how adamant we were that our daughter was not being born in fucking December.
Yeah. Didn't want to be a Sagittarius,
Yeah.
I get it.
Like, March to October, that's when birthdays should be. January, February, November, December, fuck that noise. There's other things going on, sorry.
Aletha and I have the best birthdays out of all here, I think. Best Parents Award. 6 months from Christmas. Yeah, so for as far from Christmas as you can. June birthdays. It's interesting, really, these things. And there's talk, although I don't really know, but like how old you are in your class, as it were. Like at what point I never really thought about it, but as an August birthday, I was always the youngest in my year.
I was always the youngest, yes.
And I don't know really how that affects, because in my head I'm like, you have to have a birthday at some point of the year, so who gives a shit? But
in a lot of cases, it affects quite negatively because that person is always like smaller and less developed than the rest of their year.
Yeah.
That was not the case with me. I was fucking bigger than everyone and the youngest, which was really ironic.
I don't remember if there was any big deal. I don't recall any issue that I had for being the youngest in my year, except that I was always the youngest in my year. So when it got to like birthdays and stuff, especially when it got to 18 and people were becoming 18 and I wasn't yet 18, I wouldn't be until after school had finished, as it were. And yeah. June is great now, but the years of exam time were less good.
That's it. And by virtue of having an August birthday, I never had to do anything on my birthday. It was always the holidays. And never have I ever worked on my birthday. Just never have and never will.
Yeah. I guess that's it also, like, at school, then I never had that, my birthday was never around for, like, I guess. But, at school, if your birthday was at school and you come in, it's my birthday today, then maybe the kids would be like, oh, you're doing a thing? And I'd be like, I don't want to tell you because I don't like you very much. I never thought about that potentially, but having a birthday on summer holidays meant we could very clearly just invite the kids.
But birthdays in school are bullshit for this generation.
Yeah?
Like, I don't know if it's just down here, but if it is your birthday, you're supposed to take, like, a bag of sweets to, like, give everyone in your class, a bag of... Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
And I'm like, no, it's my birthday. You all bring a bag of sweets each for me.
Yeah.
Not me bringing stuff for you. It's my... The fuck is this bullshit?
The first time I was working an office job, I didn't realise, when it's your birthday, you bring in cakes and sweets and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
what?
You bring me some shit.
You bring me a cake. It's my birthday.
It's my birthday. My sandwich. Yeah. This is like Greek birthdays. You have to take cakes for everyone.
Fucking Greek's fault, is it?
I was fine with this tradition. I decided one time, instead of bringing in cakes, I brought in cheese. And I brought in like just loads of cheese and crackers to work.
What have you brought in for your birthday? A hearty one of these?
For good measure.
Now where's
another
my
one?
fucking cake?
Yeah.
And by cake, I mean pasty.
A friend of mine had a birthday April 1st, and she was just like, I just hate the fact that I'm an April 1st birthday.
That would be shit too, yeah.
It's my birthday. Is it really? Because it's happy birthday. And it's just like, shut up. So she just took it off every year. She just wasn't work. She never worked her birthday. We never got it off. I've never worked anywhere where you get your birthday off. Although that has been mooted at the place I work currently. Would it be okay if you have our birthdays off? And they have told us to go like this, just like you did. So they, so no, we can't have, not that I give a fuck at all, but effectively we are not allowed our birthdays off. But she couldn't get her birthday off, so she just took it because she just did not want to come into work on April 1st. A lot of people don't want to.
Work is shit, man.
Yes. Let's all try and win the lottery, shall we? Who wants to do a syndicate? Let's do a syndicate.
I mean, we don't even need to do that. If we all agree that when our bosses are unreasonable, we just tell them to fuck off. They can't fire literally everyone, so they'll have to give us what we want.
Does that sound like a very sweary union?
It is like the people who like acquiesce to these people that are the fucking problem. Stand firm, not working on my fucking birthday. Nobody works on their fucking birthday. Pass it on.
In Headstrong Choir, on your birthday week, you have to take a cake in to share.
See? Perpetuating the bullshit.
Even in choirs. Once a jolly swagman, always a jolly swagman. Didn't we moot a syndicate at one point? I don't know. I mean, I did one when I was at work before, and we never won anything. And it's just, I don't know. I've never. I don't know. I was talking about doing a syndicate with my mum, just me and my mum.
I don't even know what he's asked, to be honest with you. That's gone right over my tiny little
Didn't we
brain.
at one point suggested here having a syndicate for us? I don't know if we did.
Oh, as in like random person plans your birthday or not random,
Oh, like what, a syndicate for birthday stuff? I thought we were talking about actual lottery syndicate. No, I did suggest a birthday buddies where we all kind of like get together and then one person plans your birthday.
Yeah, it's like a Secret Santa birthday planning.
Yes, that one.
Yeah,
we did come up with that. But
no lottery.
oh,
Why
no,
would
I don't remember
anyone
that.
do that? I don't think, no.
We did it at work one time and it was kind of fun for a little bit, but it was a pain in the arse and I stopped doing it. And I took all the money. But that Secret Santa birthday thing wasn't going to work because in the end, the only people that were going to do it were me, you, Keris, and Aletha. And it just felt like a very small amount of people to be doing it.
And it tends to be that in that group, we all plan each other's birthdays anyway.
Yes, and that was what Aletha said. Like, we're already doing it.
We already do that.
Mm.
Yeah. No, nobody plans their own birthday.
Well, hardly Bever. Okay, cool.
Yeah. That was a confession. This is your confession!
Right, is it time for another confession that I need to announce?
Sure. You said that with such fucking dread and angst.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, basically. But anyway, right.
It's like, you know.
Right, so announcement to make, and it's not a great announcement I've got to make, but there's no two ways about it. But after some thought, I realised that I didn't want to do Don't Get Me Started anymore. And because reasons, but the quick version is I didn't want to do it anymore. And I came to Jez and said I didn't want to do it anymore. And so we're not going to do it anymore. There's no real good way of really announcing this, basically. But to give you a little bit more context about why I wanted to stop doing this show is that there's another project of comedy that I really want to work on. And I just find myself giving time to this when I really need that time back. So essentially, we're going to
wrap it up.
We're going to wrap up Don't Get Me Started, and we just won't be doing it anymore, which is pretty sad. So what we're planning on doing is doing one more Don't Get Me Started.
One more match. One more
show on the 31st of January, which is a Friday.
Yeah. So this is the last Monday DGMS.
Yeah, it is.
We're wrapping it up on a Friday.
On a Friday,
so that we can, have some beverages and really
have some cocktails.
Send DGMS off proper like.
Yeah, it's I won't be able to watch. I thought when we did this, maybe somebody wouldn't, but essentially, it's been a while now doing this. Obviously, we started it in lockdown, and it's been amazing and really good. But yeah, I felt that I needed my Mondays back for something else. And I also felt that artistically, we've kind of gone about as far as we want to go with some of the concepts and some of the bits and pieces. So as a result, we're just going to call it a day on that. What is this new? Well, all it really is.
What is this new comedy project? Comedy.
That's the Jerrig event. This is my last one. I'm so sorry. Essentially, writing more stand-up has been something I really need to do, and I need more time in my week and like kind of weekly real estate, as it were, to really do things. There's other reasons as well, but largely I want some more time back to kind of like write stuff, because when you're trying to write comedy, you often find that your creative feeling doesn't always get you when you need to time block that. So you can't just go, well, it'll happen on Wednesday, so I'm going to do it on Wednesday. So you kind of need time in your week to just do it whenever it happens and move things around as and when. And I kind of felt like Mondays were constraining that concept. So I sort of just have been feeling about it, and we've been discussing doing other videos and bits and pieces, and I just thought I might have come to an end of this project. And I feel very sad about it, because part of me is like, I don't really want to stop, but I really should, and I want to. And I know, by the way, this wasn't how Jez felt. It was how I felt. I kind of was the hammer that hammered this down, and ultimately that's the way it works. So really, it's just given me some time back. I'm sorry about that. It has been wonderful, and I dare say we'll say all that stuff on Friday. But if you're not here, it has been incredible, and I've loved it all. But I think it's time to give it a rest. And that's not to say that other projects in the future won't emerge. And something I did say to Jeremy was like, I think I might have got started about everything. I think I might have got started about everything. When you're doing like Haters Gonna Hate, and you're like, we've done Hamilton, we've done this. There is a feeling I feel like I've done as much getting started as I want. So that's not to say anything in the future won't happen. That's not to say I don't do Twitch again. That's not to say any of these things. But for now, at least, I want to do that.
But what I will say, as this moves to a close, is I will probably use it as an excuse to get the fuck off pretty much every social media. So if you would like to keep in contact with me, the ways that you could probably do that are Discord or asking for my WhatsApp, because I'm going to yeet everything else into the sun. I'll probably keep my Twitch, but I won't use it very often. But if you actually want to talk to me, Discord and WhatsApp are probably the only ways. So
we've made more episodes than Charmed and TNG. Huh, that's good. Well,
I'm
not
not
together,
sure
but,
that's
like,
true.
They made like 180, maybe.
Oh, so have we just pipped them?
Yeah, maybe.
Somebody
Maybe.
ask their Alexa how many episodes Star Trek: The Next Generation had, because that's
They are, by the way. I think
quite an
Charmed and
intriguing
TNG are the
prospect.
same.
They're the same, aren't
Yeah,
they? Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, not the most exciting news,
No. Alexa said
but
to me,
news nonetheless.
you could also do what I do and occasionally turn up at Jez's house. That's true.
That works too. And if you've been coming here long enough, you're very welcome to just turn up at my house and come in for a glass of Pepsi.
Also, I suspect what might happen with various things, as it does tend to do, is that obviously like we still do music things, streaming occasionally. So this won't be the end of us sitting on the sofa and doing stuff. I just think that as and when that kind of music stuff or the mood takes us, there just won't be anything like put in stone, like a regular Monday thing. But I would imagine, much like when Hannah comes down and we do a music thing, we're just, there's nothing to say that we're going to just randomly switch this thing on. But yeah. Yes. Okay, so yes, that's that said. We can now
Recommence DGMS.
Recommence.
Yeah, although as a hammering home reminder, last episode, next Friday, 31st of January.
The 31st.
Put it into your diaries or
your
Google calendars.
Anything you want to see us do specifically on that last one, we'll
yeah.
hits.
I mean, it's going to be
Discord.
A real going away special. So if you would like any specific segments or to dig up a clip of something that you particularly enjoyed, then drop it in the Discord. Let's make it a good shebang. You would like a Tifu? Okay, we'll do a Tifu.
I would like a starting rendition of Feliz Navidad.
A startling rendition.
Oh, startling. Best of the Cool Wall.
Is that where I sing Feliz Navidad, but I do it really wide-eyed right into the fucking camera? Is that startling enough for you, Hannah? Feliz Navidad!
Startling, and I'm sitting right here. Really resonated with the guitars in the corner there.
Yeah.
Just don't put me in the sea.
No promises.
No promises. What will be in the sea at the end? Let dogs out of the sea. So many things.
Dogs are already out of the sea. So your wish has probably my
been
command.
granted.
I can't remember who did it. Probably me.
I mean, the very last get in the sea has to be people. It's been prophesized. We'll find out what happens in the very last.
You'll have to tune in to find out, won't you? Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
But really clear your calendars, because I doubt we're going to stick to a tight 2 hours.
Yeah.
On that final
yeah,
episode.
Yeah. It's going to be Friday, cocktails, because it was Don't Get Me Cocktails, wasn't it? That we did every 20 or something.
It was every 20 until we got to 100, and then
we just
we did DGMS 100, obviously, and then we haven't done it, but we've done 83 checks notes already gone in the bin episodes since DGMS 100. So
I did consider trying to get to 200 so we could just do that, but
I said no.
You did, and rightly so, because it would have been just ridiculous just hanging on, knowing that it was kind of on its way out. Yeah. Yes, yeah. So there you go. Cool. Right, shall we do this last segment?
Yes.
And see where we
Not
are
the very last segment, you understand. That comes later.
Yes.
But the last segment for today.
Yes, for today. Can confirm dogs are out of the sea. Put beans in something.
The sea?
I don't want to put beans in the sea.
Controversial.
Yeah. Beans are... Oh, man, loads of things. I have to remember. Beans. They're probably something we forget. Right. Let's do, for today, the last segment. Am I the asshole?
Basically, you are.
Am I the asshole? No, it's the children who are wrong.
Put beans in Mr. Frosty.
That looked slightly washed out as well, so I have a feeling it might be your television that you figured with the brightness or contrast or something.
Oh, maybe. I wouldn't have thought you'd done anything. Or maybe, do we not press, when it comes up with that thing and it says, would you like to not put HDR into...
Yeah, it didn't give us that quandary
Maybe
today,
so
so maybe it's just decided for us, and it's
Mr. Frosty,
Oh,
yes.
a beans slushy in Mr. Frosty.
I don't know. Angle grind something.
He doesn't know, so definitely going to happen.
Bring the roof man down from the roof. No, he's staying there.
Yeah.
He's staying there. The only reason the roof is any good at the moment is because that guy's perpetually up there fixing it.
The roof is being repaired as we speak.
Angle grind something. Find the hand.
Can you put these in the Discord? Because we're not going to remember them.
Write all these things.
Write them down. Because they are genuinely good.
Yes.
And can happen. But don't leave it to my memory, because they won't. Put it in the Discord where I can refer to it. Thank you very much.
Good idea.
Yeah.
When I watch it back, I expect to see Angela swearing at everyone. Maybe you will. Get off me! Yeah, okay, sure.
I think you should clear your schedule times in, just to be honest. There's only one last DGMS. Whatever you're fucking doing next Friday can wait until the day after, frankly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Okay, do you want to...
You go first.
I'll go first. Okay, right, let's get my... I like to sit awkwardly. Oh, that's better. I can't. Sorry. Well, Tamsin, you won't be here. Am I the arsehole for telling my wife to stop playing Roblox and do her duties as a parent? Fucking hell. I'm just... Stop playing Roblox! Am I the arsehole for telling my wife to stop playing Roblox and do her duties as a parent? That went a bit Christopher Walken there.
Doing her duties.
Doing her duties as a parent. My 37F wife and I, 36M, have always tried to keep the housework pretty evenly split between us.
By which we mean we hire a cleaner.
I, for example, mow the lawn and do laundry and dishes, and she meal plans, cooks, picks up and drops off the kids.
Okay, it does sound pretty split.
Lately, this has all changed because she has become addicted to a game. Shut the fuck up. I love just reading this. This has all changed because she become addicted to a game. Why is this even... she's not doing her chores. What is she, 13? Fucking hell. Lately, this has all changed because she has become addicted to a game called Dress to Impress on Roblox. If you aren't familiar,
Oh, I'm fucking familiar, let me tell you.
if you aren't familiar, it's a game where you have to dress your character in a themed outfit before the time runs out, and the other players rate it from 1 to 5 stars.
Let me tell you how it actually works.
Go for it.
Everybody dresses their character the same, and it doesn't matter like whether you've actually met the theme that they suggest. It just matters if you've been nice and chatty in the chat. That's how the game works.
I was going to say, if you could rate it anything, you could just go, I don't want them to win, I'll rate it 1. I mean, I don't really know what the point of it is.
Yep.
Sounds like you can bully your children virtually as well. Like, I don't like your outfit in school or in virtual games.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's a shit game.
Why is this wife addicted to this game then?
I don't know. It's mostly children that play it.
It sounds... Why are you addicted to a shit game?
Like, it is literally children my daughter's age that play this.
And
I'm
this
not sure,
woman.
And this woman.
If you're going to get addicted to something, addicted to fucking Stardew Valley or something. Or Balatro or whatever. Anyway.
Is this like Come Down With Me? It's exactly like Come Down With Me.
The game is called Dress to Impress.
Yeah. Karis knows Dress to Impress.
Keris to Impress. Where you all have to dress up as Keris, and the person the most Keris wins the points.
But again, it doesn't really matter. As long as you are vaguely Karis and you're nice in the chat, and then you'll win.
Yeah, in the chat, be like, oh my god, Keris, you're looking great. It's like, oh, you. Dress to Impress was also an ITV dating show not so long ago.
Thanks, nerd.
If you're going to get addicted to something, get addicted to cleaning, woman. Am I right? Is that what the guy's saying? He's like, God, you could be cleaning right
And
now.
while you're at it, make me a fucking sandwich.
It started off harmless, just a fun thing she would do during downtime before bed. But recently she has missed crucial appointments and chores because of this game. My God, it's so shit. I tried to be understanding and gently remind her to do her tasks, but she would always say she forgot and got distracted.
Have you done your homework?
Oh my
No.
God.
Right, then no Dress to Impress for you.
It's a bit monotonous. The big argument happened last night when she forgot to pick up our 9-year-old son from basketball practice.
I mean, that'll fucking do it.
Fucking hell. Which ended at 6 o'clock. I hadn't got home yet, so I had to work late. And our son doesn't have a phone, so I had no way of knowing the situation. I eventually got home around 7 and realised he was not in his room. My God, this is fucking fucked up. How old is the kid? Doesn't really matter,
9.
but like...
It said 9.
Oh yes, a 9-year-old son. Fucking hell. The fuck is going on? This is insane.
That's actual neglect.
That's actually... Hold on a minute. I'm at work as the father. The mother has to go and pick up the son from basketball practice. Doesn't, because she's addicted to a shit Roblox game.
It's not. There are good games on Roblox.
Yeah.
This is
Not it.
one of the shittest.
What is wrong with you? Oh my God, no wonder it said something.
Like, if you were stuck playing Disaster Simulator all day, then I'd fucking get it.
I like
that
Disaster
shit is
Simulator.
the bomb.
That's so funny. I
Literally
remember
and
when Reese
figuratively.
What's is it Eric?
Eric, yeah.
Reese and Eric used to play that, and Eric, being a kid, would do things like, "I'll just run further in the building," and they get set light to and dies and stuff like that. And Reese is like, "Why don't you run out of the
It's
building?"
like, it's nice and safe here. We can probably last out the disaster here. Eric's like, yeet! Oh, I died. What a shock.
Yeah. So the big argument happened last night when she forgot to pick up our 9-year-old son from basketball practice, which ended at 6 o'clock. I hadn't gotten home yet, as I had to work late, and our son doesn't have a phone, so I had no way of knowing the situation. I eventually got home around 7 and realised he was not in his room, something she had not realised. I looked around further and saw that he was nowhere to be found. I walked into our bedroom confused to ask my wife where he is, and found her on her iPad playing the game, as always. When I asked her where our son was, her eyes grew wide, and I knew what happened without her having to say. I immediately got back into my car and went to pick him up. Luckily, his coach had stayed around afterwards to make sure he was picked up safe, and I apologised profusely. Apparently, he had been calling and texting my wife, who was the emergency contact, and she didn't even notice. I was going to say, surely the coach is going to go, "Where's your parents? Oh, they aren't here yet. Let's give them 10 minutes. 10 minutes passes, they don't. He's fucking on the phone, and the wife is like, whatever the tune is, the fucking Dress to Impress.
Don't know.
That was her tune to Paperboy, in case you wanted to know. A game which would have been legitimately a good reason to not pick up your kid.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
When we got home, I immediately blew up at her. the fuck are you thinking, you twat? I said. How could she be so addicted to a kid's game that she completely forgot our own kid? He doesn't say that, but that was a nice little resonance I thought I'd just put in myself. Now she's telling me it was a one-time thing and that I'm an asshole for getting angry. Oh, that's a hard sell, I have to say. I don't know what to think. Yeah, you do. I do kind of understand her side of the story, as it has only happened one time.
I've only neglected my kid once.
But she has to be a responsible parent. If you can't work out how to be a responsible parent as like parenting 101, right?
Yeah, maybe you should try Parenting Simulator. That's probably on Roblox too. This is a plot from The Simpsons, right? Simpsons did it! Simpsons did it!
I was on her side until now. I don't play Roblox, but I get being distracted by games, but not that distracted. Yeah, you know, sometimes you're like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but if you've got something important to do, like, oh, I don't know, pick up your fucking kid, then you set an alarm or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I get distracted by this game. I'm going to make sure that I set an alarm to get me out of the house at the time I need to. Like, I'm easily distracted as well. That's why, like, I have a standing alarm to go and pick up my kid.
She says it's just her one-time thing, but she has been like just not pulling her weight.
Yeah.
And will continue to not pull her weight. In many respects, it's a good thing this did happen, because hopefully this will then stop the whole bullshit, resulting in all the other stuff being okay. But I don't know what to think. I do kind of understand her side of the story, because she told me her side of the story. So I understand it, even if I don't appreciate it. But she has to be a responsible parent. She can't just completely forget about a child who has no way to get home on his own because he's fucking 9. So, am I the arsehole for telling my wife to stop playing Roblox and do her duties as a parent?
No, but you are the arsehole for not taking your kid and getting the fuck out of there immediately.
But when spouse comes through the door, how did she not go, oh shit, I missed the pickup?
Well, oh, I should have got the kid by now before you got home.
This is like that bit in Simpsons where it's like, don't forget to pick up Bart from soccer practice. And then Homer's like going, I'm on my way. And it cuts to like a Wheel of Fortune. It's like, I'm on my way. It's like, what's that, Marge? Oh, yeah. I'm on my way.
Pick up Bart. Pick up Bart. Pick up Bart. Pick a bar? What the hell is pick a bar?
Oh, dear. Yeah, no, you're not the arsehole for being a responsible adult and for your wife to be fucking playing Roblox.
I think that pretty much sums it up. Here's a stamp.
No. What is wrong with you? It's hard. It's a hard one to kind of, like, for her to defend, right? Surely at that point you are completely contrite and went, God, I'm so sorry for not picking you up. I'm so sorry I've let this guy out of hand. She's like, do you know what? I think you're the arsehole. It's like, that is a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
It's a good choice. Double down on your shit.
Do you know what?
That'll work.
Where were you? And why haven't
Why
you learned to
didn't
walk home?
you pick up our kid?
You know, I think that's possibly the only other option other than being really, 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 really sorry. But I was playing Dress to Impress. Well, that don't impress me much. That would have been really good. That would have been really good. He says that. I mean, if he hasn't, in the course of these arguments, said, that don't impress me much, then, you know, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him.
It's not what I expected when the blurb said ITA for disciplining my wife.
Am I the arsehole
For spanking my wife in front of my 9-year-old child.
Yeah, no, like, if it was like she didn't do the dishwasher because she got distracted, that'd be one thing. But not picking up the child, like, even not doing the dishwasher because you were playing a game is fine. But, like, if you never now ever do anything again because you are on Roblox forever, then that's, like, a different thing.
Like, at the point where he left the house
that's terrible.
to go and pick up the child, she should have been fucking uninstalling Roblox from her device.
Yeah.
And never playing it again.
Yeah.
Because that is the many, many straws.
Best bit would be if, like, he comes back with the kid and she's, like, back on it again. She's like, yeah, do you know what, honey? They voted my dress the best, at which point he just snaps the iPad in two. Imagine if they split up.
But yeah, he'd be the abusive one.
Imagine if they split up and, like, they have to have...
So at what point did you feel like the relationship started to break down?
It's just like, when she was playing Dress to Impress and forgot our kid, it's like, at which point you kind of go, well, I think really I should have custody. And they're like,
Quite right, yeah. Yeah.
Right. go for it. You got yours is all.
It is
double-spaced.
written, yeah, it's 3 pages because it's written double spaced. Look at this fucking shit. You can't. Never mind.
It's double spaced. So yeah, it's like an essay.
Am I the arsehole?
Yes, you are. Sorry, I forgot to say that you were.
God damn it. Got
Yes, you're the arsehole.
one
Put
final
one foot out the
chance.
door.
One final chance to get away with that.
Yes.
Am I the arsehole for whoring myself to a creepy photographer?
Well, I mean,
How much did you get?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you went to have your photos taken by a photographer and then he went, how about we have sex and I'll pay you money, then yeah, maybe, yeah. Haven't we all? Haven't we all? Let's find out what happens in this slightly strange Am I the Arsehole?
Me, 28F, and my boyfriend, 32M, have been together for 6 years.
Okay.
We never get into fights, and once in a blue moon, we'll disagree on something.
Wow.
I really feel like I have found my other half in life.
That's good. I'm glad to hear it.
I regular the cosplay scene, and have for 10 years now. Okay, so this predates their relationship.
Mm-hmm. You're into cosplay. Good.
3 months ago, I went to a convention with my partner.
Mm-hmm.
And a photographer who I've known for 2 years, let's call him Brian, because that's his name, asked to get some shots of me. Completely normal. Nothing abnormal.
Okay.
I told him I looked forward to seeing the shots on Insta.
Okay.
So no nipples then, because you can't put nipples on Insta.
He's just going to take some photos like there and then at this con or whatever she
Of
said.
her dressed as like a creeper from Minecraft or something.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. But like a really sexy creeper.
She starts flashing,
She's
but in a
just all kind of
completely
skin
innocent
tight.
way.
Hissing at people. Yeah. And then something blows up.
I told him I look forward to seeing the shots on Insta.
So can we say like he's come across to her at this thing and wants to take photos? Like she's in
whatever cosplay it is.
at this con or whatever. I think she said they're going to a cosplay.
It's a Comic Con.
It's a Comic Con.
Yeah.
So she's just standing there. It's like, can I take some shots of you? Yes, stick them on Insta. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, happens a lot.
Makes sense.
Like every
Probably
2
to
seconds.
Jaeger. They're beating down that guy's door to take photos.
Yeah. Taking a picture of Jaeger as the
guy
Punisher and putting it on
Fallout.
Instagram. Yeah. Oh yeah, whatever that character is from Fallout. Don't know. Never seen it. Never
The
played
dude.
it. No, not a fucking clue. I told him I look forward to seeing the shots on Insta, and I left to explore more of the con. I had an amazing time with my partner. Right as the con was about to close for the day, I needed to use the restroom. Right as I was about to enter, Brian approached me. He looked very anxious and very nervous, and was kind of breathing weird.
Yeah, that is just a normal kind of convention attendee, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he'd been walking around all day.
Yeah, and he's near a nice girl.
Jed should remember when he dressed as Finn Balor. I do remember when I dressed as
Oh.
Finn Balor at a convention, wearing very little, and lots of people took my photo.
Did they want to pay you money to, like, I don't know?
Show me their bumhole. No. Me,
So you show
me
your
show
bumhole to them.
Yeah. I'm not used to it being that way around, so it's confused me. But yes, everyone wanted my photo. Yeah.
That's cool. I'm not surprised, by the
Yeah,
way.
it was fucking epic.
Yeah.
Like, Karis did a great job painting me up, and obviously my sexy body,
Yeah.
my beer gut covered in paint.
So he came over, breathing heavy. Arms are sweaty. He's got vomits on his sweater already. Mum's spaghetti.
He looked very anxious and very nervous and was breathing kind of weird. To the point where before he even said anything, I said,
What the fuck is up with you?
"What's wrong, hun?" He took a deep breath and said, "Can I ask you a really weird question?"
Oh, shit me. Classic. Answer. I mean, what? No. You can't ask. You can ask me a normal question.
I said, "Sure, I love weird." And he said he wanted to buy the pantyhose I had on and asked if I had Venmo or Cash App. There you go, right towards the end. Alex has gone into himself. He is self.
Red flag, you think?
I said
He comes up and he's all kind of. He's like, "Can I wear?" Basically, her tights. Effectively, is that
her
what-
tights.
When you
yes.
say pantyhose, which is like an American. Oh no! You.
Look, how much is he offering?
Yeah,
We'll
that's a
get
good
there,
point.
Aletha.
Oh yeah, okay, fair enough.
You know, hold that thought.
Listen, I mean, in the world of OnlyFans and stuff like that, who are we to judge this sort of thing? That's nothing, right? Anyway,
We'll see.
we'll see.
I said, yeah, I have Venmo, but
I don't want to do this.
I don't know. And I was really weirded out.
She was weirded out. She didn't immediately go, "This is fucking weird sexual nonsense," and he's just gonna kind of like, I don't want to, you know. But like she does, she's like, "Oh, I don't know." But anyway, carry on.
I considered saying no and reporting him to staff.
Yeah, because he's being fucking a pervert.
Then he made an offer. $100.
Well, hello.
I said, no, I'm fine. Still very
This
awkward
is weird.
and weirded out. Then he said, $500?
Fuck me, 500?
I was still very uncomfortable
Mate, that's a real jump.
and weirded out. But I started thinking about the benefits.
What, of having $500 for something that probably cost you $8?
Yeah. And you probably won't wear again anyway because it's got condirt on it and you can't get that shit out. I pay for every last cent of the rent. $3,000.
Oh man, this is like a sexy modern version of Indecent Proposal.
While my partner pays for the internet we use. $100. So rent ain't cheap. I mean,
Pimping ain't easy.
there are some questions here as to why you pay the rent and your partner pays
Like nothing
like
really.
for what is that? 3% in comparison? Is $100 3% or is it 0.03%? I can't math. Somebody tell me. I did what I thought was best at the time, and I took him up on the offer.
Hey, listen, you go, girl. Do what you want. It's your body, your tights, your money.
I feel like you could have got more out of this guy.
Yeah, but
You should have-
I mean,
when he said $500 and you were like, okay, this is going, you should have
Listen.
said $1,000.
listen, get him on the hook for this. He is gonna be. This is money in the bank. He'll be paying your rent for the rest of your fucking life.
I mean, this is true.
You know, this isn't the first. Once it, like, honestly, how much if I wee in them? If you pay 500, you'll pay 5,000. Like,
Yeah.
you know. Anyway, sorry. Carry on. This is a great one.
He sent me the money, which I withdrew to my bank instantly.
Of course you did.
I went to the girls' room and took off my pantyhose, came out, and gave them to Brian.
Shit me.
I wanted to ask what he was going to do with them,
But I knew what he was going to do with them.
but I didn't want to
Hear the
make
answer.
things even more awkward than they already are.
Fuck me, $500? You know, don't ask.
Don't ask, don't tell. Yeah. I once again thought of how much the money was going to help. Oh, hang on, I
That's
missed
what
a
Demi
line.
Moore thought.
Sorry, I missed a line. Hold
Yeah.
that thought. You know what she's going to think about it. He then asked me, for another $300, would I be willing to hold up the pantyhose for a photo? I once again thought about how much the money was going to help. And I decided to do it. And I gave
Oh
my
shit, does this end up on Instagram? Karen.
and I gave my best attempt at a smile, considering the situation. Brian sent me the money and tried steering the conversation to the JoJo stuff he bought. But I just wanted to leave as soon as possible.
So I felt a little bit soiled, like my pantyhose were going to be.
Brian eventually left. I'm surprised he didn't leave instantly to go and do what he was going to do with your pantyhose, to be
He
honest.
must have been
but
like, oh my god.
must have been
Imagine
right.
him, it's just like, oh shit.
this Brian's like, now make an excuse and get out of here and go for your wank. My boyfriend approached me shortly after
And said, hey, where's your pantyhose?
and asked what happened to my pantyhose. Quite. I didn't-
Well, funny story, but I just made $800.
Yeah. I didn't want to make a scene, so I just told him they were getting uncomfortable.
So that was not what was getting uncomfortable, but anyway. He was like, fine, that's great, and end of story.
He's like, oh, that makes sense.
An $800 wank.
It's like I've never worn pantyhose, but those things probably are uncomfortable.
Maybe.
I understand and recognise and believe this story.
Maybe he would probably wank more than once in that. So, when you think about that, it's probably worth it. Think how many wanks you could get out of that. I mean,
Yeah, like a wank of diminishing returns. Is that a thing? I mean, it gets a bit sore, but
you put them on and pissed in them and sold them for $5,000. I mean, listen.
I think Aletha's speaking from experience here.
She's got him on the hook for this. She'll be like, hey, Brian, I hope you enjoyed that. Maybe you'll want to buy more of my stuff. And he'll be like, oh, yeah, I would, actually. Yeah, you would. You're going to be paying for things forever, and I just have to wear them. I just have to wear them.
I mean, I wouldn't suggest that she actually needs to sell any of her stuff to him. She must be like, so, how would you feel if your mom knew that you paid $800 for my pantyhose?
So, TLDR, sugar daddy? I mean, I don't think she
shame.
ever really wants to do anything more than just selling her stuff that she wore. I mean, that seems like a line that you could probably justify.
I mean, you have to wear shit every day, right?
I mean, it's justified.
Yeah. I took them off because they were uncomfortable, blah, blah, blah.
He was like, checks out.
I could have just left it at that. But during the car ride home, I decided to tell him the truth.
Do you know what? I thought you would. And do you know what? I'm going to tell you now that he's not going to take this very well. I suspect.
Spoilers, Alex.
He's not going to be like, you took him for what? You go, girl. Let's get more money from him. What a fucking chump.
He got mad at me.
Yep.
Which took me by surprise. Not Alex,
But
though.
not anybody else.
Because we hardly ever argue.
As you said at the beginning.
I'm
You hardly ever get propositioned like this.
I was
by
going to
Brian.
say, I'm sure this hasn't come up in your relationship before.
It will come up again.
What are we talking about? Brian's penis? He basically told me, you don't need to say basically and essentially in the same sentence. It's redundant.
Yes, it is.
He basically told me I essentially whored myself to some creep, and I should have asked him first before doing so.
What I will say...
If you're going to be a whore, you need my fucking permission.
Right. We're really running the gamut on this kind of crazy stuff here of what should and shouldn't happen here. But let's face it, that's her fucking stuff to sell, so I don't understand where you get a say in this shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can reasonably say you should not have done this.
And maybe you could
but to
say,
say you should have asked me first. No, you've missed the point there.
I feel a bit sort of stupid going out with I would feel kind of slightly like you've done this, and it's kind of like we know it's a sexual thing for money with this guy. And
You've
I'm
sold
your
this
boyfriend.
dude your pantyhose for him to jerk off on.
I feel a bit weird that
Yeah,
I'm cucked out of this fucking loop. But Alex, if you want to sell soiled clothes of any type for money, let's put it in the Japan fund. Aletha, go for your life. Don't want my stuff. You want to go? Listen, you do your thing. Let's go to Japan.
OF she's put next to an asterisk, which is ironically where you can actually make this kind of He basically told me I essentially whored myself out to some creep, and I should have asked him first before doing so, and that I essentially cheated on him in a way.
None of these things are actually true. I
apologized profusely, but he proceeded to call me all sorts of names that really hurt.
Yeah, no. She isn't a whore for doing this. She doesn't need your permission, and she isn't cheating on you. And you probably shouldn't have said all those things. But anyway.
We made this a private matter at the time, and have since gotten over it the best we could. He apologized for calling me those names.
Good for him.
Heat of the moment and all that. And I offered to refund the money to Brian. I explained the situation to him and said he said if I truly didn't want the money, he'd just donate it to charity.
Well, I think a wank for charity is much more wholesome. Don't you all think?
A wankathon.
I'd be glad to
Sponsored
that
wank?
charity.
Dum dum dum. Hello. Hi. My school is doing a sponsored wank, and I was hoping that you'd sponsor me.
Sponsored wank. They were sponsored wank when I was a kid. The school would have fucking had a new roof.
You'd make a fucking lot more money on a sponsored wank instead of a Sorry, did you say sponsored walk?
We had a sponsored walk.
No, sponsored wank with an N.
Bold words for someone who is only paying for the internet. Apologise? Why is she apologising? Dump this douche. Boom.
And then sell the douche to Brian. I love that shit.
Throw the whole man away.
I asked if there was any way that I could have my pantyhose back.
He's like, sorry, I've already wanked on them.
And he said, trust me, you don't want them back. And I said, yep, okay. And that was that.
He said, trust me, you don't want them back. Oh my God.
I have shoved them up my arse.
Oh my God already. Oh my God already.
The moment he got in the door, lol, Brian.
Trust me, you don't want them back. We both know why you sold them to me. You were okay with this transaction,
Yeah,
but you don't want to know.
You knew. Don't be naive in this. You knew.
If any point, listen. Anyway, carry on. This is like amazing and terrible. Classic Brian. Oh, what a card. Oh my God.
And I said, yep, okay. And that was that. This past month, I have told the situation to my girlfriends.
By the way, did she say I don't know if it was cleared up whether she kept the money or not.
She was considering.
We don't know, though.
Yeah, I don't think Brian wanted the money back.
I think
so. She probably just kept it.
The best thing out of this is just keep the fucking money. If you don't, if
lose the boyfriend, keep the money.
Yeah,
make more money off Brian later. Easy.
I'll get to that. They are encrusted.
This past month, I have told the situation to my girlfriends, and my boyfriend has told the situation to his dude friends. And almost all of my girlfriends have told me what I did was disgusting, and that I gave the cosplay community a bad name, etc.
Oh, interesting.
While my boyfriend's friends told him that while his feelings were valid, he way overreacted, and that I could have used the money to help out with a lot of stuff. Like, paying for his internet for 8 months. Our friend circles are split in the middle, much like your pantyhose after Brian stuck his penis through them. So I'm curious, am I the asshole?
No, I don't think you're the arsehole.
I mean, what was the actual question? Am I the asshole for whoring myself to a creepy photographer?
I mean,
now, it
when
is
you say
in
it like that, it
quotes.
sounds much sexier.
Yeah,
but
I assume these are your boyfriend's words.
Yeah, you aren't whoring yourself, so like the sentence needs adjusting. But am I the arsehole for selling my tights to someone,
to a creepy pervert
who
was
we
going to
knew
jerk
was
off
going to
on
immediately wank over them? Your tights, your choice, and take that money and do what you want, and then get him on the line for even more forever. But no, and I'm surprised that like her friends are so sort of self-righteous on this. Like all her friends are like, you did what? You bring in you're an ambassador for this hobby, and I can't believe you're into disrepute. I'm like,
all of her girlfriends are just a bunch of uggos, probably, and could never sell their pantyhose to creeps.
I just
like
wish
Brian.
they were selling this stuff. But
Yeah.
Brian chose you. You're not. It's up to you what you want to do. It's a really strange one, though. I wonder how often this comes out at the con community. Maybe if
I'm sure
go
it happens so much.
I think I will go dressed up like this and see if I can sell them to a Brian. Because I want that fucking sweet, sweet nerd dollar.
Just go to a con wearing nothing but pantyhose,
On my
walk
head,
right into
my
the metal,
hands.
and just shout, Brian! Brian! I'm here to sell you my pantyhose! Or tights, because we're in Britain, not America. So,
Yeah.
Brian!
I bet all her girlfriends would have done the same thing if they'd have been in her position. I wonder if she said, what would you have done? And said, oh my God, I'd never have done that. He's such a creep. I would never have done it. It's like, not even for $800.
Whereas the boyfriends were like, I would have upped
In a
his price,
heartbeat.
honestly.
It's so interesting how many guys are just like, do you know what? I couldn't do OnlyFans, but if I could, I'd fucking do it. And it's like,
Yeah, so I couldn't do an OnlyFans.
cause like no one
because
wants
I have
to see
a
me.
penis.
But
No
I
one
would
wants
if I
to see
could, But yeah, it's interesting all the people's various opinions on this.
The OnlyFans debate is such an interesting one, just from start to finish, really.
Because,
Because it's very polarizing.
yeah.
So, am I the asshole for whoring myself to a creepy photographer? No. Be a
You
whore
go,
all
girl.
you want.
Take your money.
Ask for more next time.
It's the easiest, like, if you'd have said, I mean, I didn't know where that was going to go when she said whoring. It's like, Brian said, can I buy your pantyhose? And then I sold it to him. And it's like, maybe later on you can come around to my place and suck my dick for $1,000. And I said, maybe 2,000. He said, okay. Am I just like...
And then we're at the whoring
Yeah,
part of this.
but you're not at whoring yet.
No.
No.
Update.
Maybe.
Business transaction. You sold the dude some pantyhose.
It's just like, man, easiest $800.
Anyone can ever make.
Yeah.
You literally just took off an article of clothing and sold it.
And then walked away with fucking, oh my God.
Easy money. You women have got nothing to complain about when you can make money like that.
Take that money and run. Right. I was going to see what time it is. It's 10 o'clock.
There you go.
Right.
Tight 2 hours.
Ah, neat. Tim would be very proud. A tight 2. Tight 2 hours. We will therefore be back for the last time for Don't Get Me Started on Friday.
A week on Friday. Not this Friday.
Friday the 31st is what I was going to go on to say. So Friday, January the 31st, last DGMS. Come along if you can.
Tell your friends. Make sure that, bring everyone out of the ether. And let them know that it's the final DGMS on the 31st of January.
And we will do all the bits and pieces we can to
come along.
For all the various segments, and that will be the end of that.
Indeed. And goodbye to everyone that can't make it.
Yes, thanks very much for
Thank
coming.
you
If you
very
can't
much.
make it,
Yeah.
yes, like Tam said.
Watch the VOD for our heartfelt goodbyes and stuff. We're not doing them twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I might put something on the Discord. Oh, no, I just, yeah,
Just
be
get
there.
it done on the show.
Yeah.
Don't fuck around.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Right. See you next time.
On DGMS. Don't know why I said that.
Fuck, shit, store.